Olá, boa tarde.
Olá. Olá, tudo bem, António?
Tudo bem, obrigado. Hoje consegui chegar a tempo.
Olá a todos. Boa tarde.
Boa tarde. A Frederica avisou-me que ia chegar um pouquinho atrasado, mas que se junta mais tarde.
Ok, tranquilo. Se calhar podemos começar. Ia só pedir a quem não o fez para colocar então o nome underscore a empresa à frente. Aqui é o Frederico. Pelo que eu estou a ver, é só aqui o Frederico. E o Pedro Martins, será? Paulo Martins? Só para ser mais fácil.
O Paulo deve estar a chegar, porque ele se calhar
Ok.
mais 5 minutos e entra.
Já gastou.
Já está.
Ok, Paulo, não sei se ouviu a minha sugestão aqui, que era colocar à frente o nome da empresa, como os colegas têm, para ser mais fácil identificar.
Ok.
Mesmo para o Frederico, não sei se ouviu ou não, mas exato, perfeito. Bom, bem-vindos a todos novamente. Espero que tenham tido um bom almoço, com energia aqui para ouvir as nossas 15 startups, aqui as que faltam. Relembro que, portanto, aqui o grande objetivo destes dois dias, portanto, de ontem e de hoje, é selecionarmos aqui destas 30 startups que estamos a ouvir, as 20. Portanto, aqui é ter sempre uma abordagem um bocadinho mais positiva, e também partilhar aqui convosco a apresentação muito rápida para relembrar aqui só alguns tópicos. Pronto, então, falar aqui um bocadinho da nossa timeline, ou seja, hoje é o último dia então deste online pitch, que ouvimos as nossas startups. O grande objetivo é, de facto, selecionarmos aqui as 20, portanto temos que excluir 10. Dentro do Evaluation Form que vos foi aqui partilhado, o objetivo é que venha um só documento para nós, para a equipa BTI, portanto podem ver internamente, partilhem esse mesmo documento entre os vários colegas, ou criem cópias e depois alinhem internamente, como acharem que funcionará melhor para vocês, desde que até terça-feira, portanto até ao próximo dia 5 de março, tenhamos então aqui um output por entidade. O objetivo é que nós depois, até ao final da semana, possamos já ter aqui as nossas top 20 startups, portanto até dia 8 de março, possamos ter aqui já as nossas 20 startups selecionadas para lhes darmos também aqui esse feedback e elas se possam também aqui preparar para o bootcamp, portanto, que irá ocorrer aqui no dia 10 e 11 de abril na ANA Aeroportos. Portanto, também serve este período, é importante e mantermos aqui também estes timings para que as startups, que a grande maioria, como já perceberam, são de fora, portanto, se possam então preparar para virem presencialmente e estarem connosco. Depois nós temos então o Showcase Day, que é quando se reflete aqui o dia de resultados, portanto, já destes pilotos que estão aqui a ser desenvolvidos entre vocês, portanto, que será aqui para dia 15 de maio. Portanto, relembrar aqui a estrutura da nossa agenda, portanto, teremos aqui o primeiro batch, vamos terminar, começamos agora às 10, terminamos aqui às 15h10, depois temos aqui um break, começa de novo então o segundo grupo, o segundo batch, temos de novo aqui um break e depois começa aqui o terceiro batch. Vamos esforçar-nos então para mantermos aqui estes timings. Pronto, relembrar aqui esta estrutura, portanto são 4 minutos de pitch, 6 minutos de Q&A por startup. Dicas importantes, ligar a câmara para tornar também este momento aqui mais pessoal. Uma forma que vocês têm também de seguir o timing é ver aqui a imagem do João Marques, que é a pessoa que também nos está aqui a ajudar a organizar. E portanto na imagem dele, como já terão reparado, tem lá o deadline, portanto quer para o pitch, quer para o Q&A. Aquilo que vos aconselho é, como já tem acontecido muitas vezes, e isso é um bom sinal, às vezes não dá para ter tempo para todos fazerem as mesmas questões. O que é que eu aconselho? É escreverem as questões e depois coloquem-nos a nós diretamente e nós introduzimos aqui também à startup, quando não temos aqui tempo. Eu vou tentar seguir aqui a ordem. Ontem tinha a ajuda do Jorge, hoje não tenho, portanto vou tentar ser aqui coerente, mas se não for de alguma forma, peço também que me ajudem quem é que foi primeiro a levantar a mão e tudo mais. Portanto, quando tiverem questões, coloquem a mão e eu vou tentar seguir essa ordem. E é isso, portanto, o objetivo, como disse há pouco, é avaliar aqui as startups, portanto, através daquele documento. Vou partilhar aqui muito rapidamente. Este documento que já deverão estar aqui também familiarizados, portanto, o grande output destes 2 dias de online pitch é, de facto, portanto, termos este documento por entidade preenchido. Portanto, nós aqui podemos selecionar se estão interessados, ou seja, sendo alta prioridade, interessados com baixa prioridade ou não estão interessados de todo. E depois então aqui dizer porquê. Pronto, isto aqui é bom para aproveitar este timing, até porque são muitas startups, portanto aquilo que nós aconselhamos é que tenham este documento aqui à mão e possam, durante esta tarde, fazer esta avaliação. E depois, pronto, poderão alinhar internamente e depois enviam-nos então a avaliação final. E é isso, não tenho assim mais... queria manter também aqui o tempo. Não tenho assim mais questões. Se tiverem alguma questão, sintam-se. Sim.
Desculpa, eu tenho, por acaso tenho. Agora fiquei na dúvida. A Rita disse que eram soluções que a nossa empresa tivesse interesse ou podem ser também soluções que nós achemos que vão contribuir para o objetivo do grupo.
Para o objetivo do grupo, sim.
Ok. Pensei que fosse diretamente, no meu caso, para a Ground Force.
Não necessária,
Okay.
não apenas.
Ok. Então está tudo ok.
É o grupo tendo em conta o vosso conhecimento, sim.
Ok.
Perfeito. Pronto, então, se calhar podemos dar aqui início. João, peço aqui a tua ajuda. Podemos dar aqui início
Sim, sim.
Temos então aqui a nossa
Já,
primeira,
já vou enviar.
sendo que quando tivemos aqui a analisar, também a selecionar, é a Knaq, ou Knaq, se calhar não estou a pronunciar bem. Foi aqui com o metro que nós tivemos aqui também, saltou-nos logo aqui à vista,
Já
contudo.
deverão estar a entrar.
Ok, perfeito. Contudo, saliento mais uma vez que lá está, é importante sermos criativos e muitas vezes isso acontece, nós vemos uma tecnologia e tentamos perceber se dá para trazer para o nosso negócio. Portanto, peço-vos essa criatividade também. Okay, so let's switch to English. So we
Please.
have Brian.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Welcome. Feel free to start when you want.
Okay. Sounds good. Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Brian Carey. I am the founder of Knaq. Knaq is an integrated hardware and software solutions provider for industrial equipment. What that means then is we are primarily developing conveyance management systems. Conveyances we typically call elevators, escalators, and moving walkways. So digital systems for that type of equipment. Ultimately, our goal with these systems then is to provide peace of mind for our customers, the peace of mind that comes with a fully digitized equipment portfolio. Why this is important then is through extensive experience, through years of doing this, we understand that pulling the real-time equipment status, the real-time operating information about various physical types of equipment that are geographically dispersed is no small task. And furthermore, when that equipment goes down, it's costly, not only in terms of dollars and cents, but most importantly, and I imagine why many people are here, the customer experience can be significantly damaged when you have an escalator or an elevator out of service. This is no small challenge, given that across an airport, you might have 10 or 20 different types of OEM equipment, different vendors of equipment. So you have a dispersed portfolio in terms of the equipment type. And then it's very hard to get a uniform view into the operational status. So that's where we come in, especially considering that these assets are often typically geographically dispersed across the facility. What we've learned through experience working with airports and other transit systems and organizations similar size to yourself is that specifically at the airports, the largest customer complaints they have in the New York airports are the cleanliness of bathrooms and the operating status of their conveyances. We don't at this time do anything with bathroom cleanliness, nor do we plan to. However, we are very much focused on the elevator, escalator, moving walkway status. Very rare then that when we see these challenges, they speak almost entirely to what we do. But if we're looking at data-driven airports, we are in the business of collecting, creating, collecting, distributing operational asset data. And then customers are typically using that data for infrastructure efficiency to improve their operations. And so this really spoke to us, and we think we're a perfect fit for the challenge and what you're looking to do with the data. And then there's obviously a lot of follow-on analysis that can be done once you have the initial asset data from an asset management perspective, from a usage-based maintenance or a predictive maintenance perspective. But first and foremost, getting the real-time status and getting the alerting is what we find our customers are most interested in. So how that translates specifically then is when we're looking at the airport, you would have you'd have a map-based view of every single asset that you have. Obviously, very important for the operation of the equipment. And then when we're looking specifically at airlines, we've done other equipment such as baggage heater monitoring, very random use cases, but we've done that in the past. Very much familiar with the airport transit space. Those are our largest customers, airports such as Denver, the New York airports, transit systems in Seattle, Minneapolis, Washington, D.C., New York as well. I think a big benefit, we helped one customer save 50,000 hours of avoidable downtime by providing very targeted alerts. That was across an entire year. So 50,000 hours, you can quantify that. That is a very real impact to the customer experience. I won't dive too much into the technology, but we're able to digitize the equipment through an industrial IoT platform where we basically have a single physical asset that sits at the controller of each unit of equipment. We use a cloud provider, Microsoft Azure, and then all of our data is communicated over the cell network. And then finally, there's 3 different hardware lines that is responsible for the data collection. So the point of this slide is no matter what you have at the facility, we're able to digitize it, and it's going to be a uniform output on our system. And then finally, you're going to have a fully what you would expect from a modern software platform, from alerting, from a mobile app, to understand the full scope of the equipment operations. And then finally, we are lean very heavily on APIs so that the data can be shared back to your team, to your asset management platform, so that you can have full ownership of the operational data. We are primarily an engineering-focused team, so we do the full end-to-end hardware to software development. What this means for you as a potential customer is that we're typically able to develop whatever is necessary for the particular use case. And then in terms of support, if anything comes up, we've designed the whole system end to end. And so we have a very good understanding of what might be incorrect. So I'll pause for questions. I think we have about 5 minutes left, and thank you for the time.
Thank you, Brian. Q&A? And thank you also for the customization. Okay, so all clear?
Not sure if Rita had a problem with the connection, but maybe we should move forward with the questions.
Yes, it's best.
Maybe Silvia or Tomé can move forward with the question, I think. Yeah.
Hello. I have a very short question about the technology that you are proposing, like in the escalator. It's sensors that you add to the escalator that can inform the owner of the infrastructure if the escalator is working or there is some problem. Okay. Okay.
Yes, exactly. And we do that 3 different ways. So we're typically not installing too many sensors on the equipment because scalability from a deployment perspective is very important. So we live at the controller and pulling information from the control system of the equipment.
Right.
Sorry, I got lost. Okay,
thank you.
Thank you. I don't know who was for Silvia?
Yes, I think it's now it's my turn. Hi, Brian. Yeah. So my question is regarding batteries. How is the system feed?
Yeah. So we're powered. We're typically powered from an AC source. We can also power from a DC, 24-volt DC. Back to the engineering component, depending on what power supply is available, those AC and DC, 24-volt DC are 2 defaults. Every device has its own battery backup, but we are looking for a dedicated power source that's typically coming from within the controller or in the machine room or the motor room of the equipment. So when a device loses power, then it runs on battery backup, sends alerts that indicate as such, but it's just a normal hardwired connection to the device.
And is it possible to integrate with other systems so you can get alerts? For instance,
Yeah, exactly. So the alerting is it's probably the primary use case of what we do, because you do have the real-time dashboard, but many customers, especially the field personnel, will just default to receiving the alerts. And then when I mentioned 50,000 hours of unavoided downtime, that's really an alert arrives in their system, and then they're able to dispatch personnel much quicker. So the alerting is a huge component. Email, SMS, messages are the primary forms of the alerting medium. We also push into other asset management platforms, so it could essentially create a work order, but we have an API for that too, so it could be pulled. So really, depending on how you'd want to receive the alert, we very much understand it needs to be distributed quickly.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sylvia. Okay, so we still have 1 minute. Rita?
Hello,
Rita
Brian.
from... Yes.
Yes, I'm just slow. In our airports, we already have a system, a centralized system, where we have alerts for escalators and elevators, ons, offs, and other alerts. But there is something that we would need that we don't have. That is the energy, electricity consumption of each equipment, and I would like to understand if it's possible to have that with your solution.
Yeah. So the device here on the right hand side, IO2, is basically set up for energy monitoring. We use that many times on escalators or moving walkways to fit in the pits. But at the end of the day, the core data that's collected there is going to be energy information, because we're reading the power output to the motor. So we're reading the equipment that's consuming the electricity and then returning that to the cloud platform. So if you're looking at an energy monitoring application, it would be IO2, which is a pretty small device and could sit at the nodes, and also could supplement potentially the existing system with other types of alerts as well. The key thing on IO1, IO2, this middle section, is it's non-invasive, meaning we're using current transformers, CT clamps. So if you're familiar with energy monitoring, CT clamps, it's very much in line with what you would need from that sort of hardware.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you so much for your pitch. Thank you, Rita and Sylvia, for your questions. Okay, thank you for your time. Let's keep in touch. We need to move forward for the next pitch. Thank you. Have a great day, Brian.
All right. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. So now we have Abby from Nemi Mobility Solutions.
Hi there. Nice to meet everybody. Can you see my screen okay?
Yes.
Perfect. So I'm Abby. I'm the Research and Development Program Assistant here at Nemi, and I'm joined by my colleague Jesus, who is the Research and Development Program Manager. Today, I'm going to be taking you through Nemi, explaining a little bit about what we do, before getting into why we think we'd be a really great fit for the Journey program. So Nemi is a standalone software tool for providing and managing on-demand bus services. In a nutshell, we improve the efficiency and flexibility of bus services by optimizing routes and digitalizing the flow of information between the user, the driver, and the service operator as well. So what is demand responsive transport, or DRT? The best way to think about it is as a balance between a taxi and a regular bus. So aiming to combine the flexibility of the former with the efficiency, specifically cost efficiency, of the latter. In terms of our software, with every new service, Nemi works with the relevant public authority, operator, or tours provider to establish stops and a set of expeditions in a territory. And then based on the user requests that we get via our app or other booking channels, including WhatsApp, the bus route is optimized to serve only the requested stops, which therefore reduces travel distance and emissions as well. We have the following elements. So firstly, a user app. This is obviously the link point between the end user and the service. It's available on Android and iOS and accessible in 7 languages, including Portuguese. We also have our driving app. This is used to show our drivers all the necessary information to carry out the routes, where the stop will be, how many people are getting on board, etc. And then finally, we've got our back office tool. So this is where all the data is. This allows the operator to fully manage the service and access crucial data. Okay, so this is just finally a brief overview of what the user experience looks like when you're booking a seat on our bus. So now I've provided a brief overview of our product. I'd like to focus on how we believe that our solution best fits with the partner needs. So we've had a look at the different clusters and we've identified the expanding commuting offering as a challenge that we believe we're really well positioned to solve. So the problem being that workers, maybe airport staff or flight crew, could start or finish their shifts at a time when there's limited public transport available, or they might live far from public transport options. So our software solution would enable staff to book a seat on the bus ahead of time, with bus routes optimized to pick up staff closer to their homes, providing them with a much better experience of getting to the airport without having to rely on private vehicles. A couple of key benefits include increased flexibility. Our transport services can adapt to the varying shift schedules of airport workers, ensuring they always have reliable transport options. Cost efficiency. Our centralized booking and route systems help minimize operational costs, benefiting both workers and airport management. And finally, employee satisfaction. So obviously offering reliable and convenient transport options enhances the overall job satisfaction of airport workers. We also had, as a secondary challenge, we believe our solution could solve is connecting tourists to key points from the airport. So for example, we could aggregate demand and drop tourists off at key destinations, for example, at hotels with other guests, or this week in Barcelona, we had the Mobile World Congress. That's a perfect example of events where we could aggregate demand in a singular bus and drop tourists off together. Very quickly, I'd just like to present a use case. So we currently have a service operational in Madrid, just in the north of Madrid, which connects multiple villages together, where previously there was very little public transport. This offers a really convenient way for people to book trips and allows them to see exactly when their transport will arrive. So this service has been a really resounding success. There's 72 users per day and 75% of passengers use our app to book trips. The service area has also recently been expanded after we received really positive feedback from users. So that's my time up. Thank you everyone for listening. And yeah, we're really excited about this opportunity to participate in this challenge. Thank you.
Thank you, Abby. Thank you. Thank you so much for your pitch. Okay, Q&A. Abby and Jesus.
Yeah.
Welcome. Okay, so questions. All clear for everyone? Okay, Rita from Anna Airports.
Hello. Hello. I have one question. You only work with the app, so within a pilot, we would need to have the vehicles, isn't it?
Yeah, so we provide a software solution, not the vehicles. We work with operators who have those vehicles as a collaboration, but yeah, we have the software.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Rita, for the question. Sylvia from Ground Force.
Hi, Abby. So I probably don't understood correctly, but what is the difference between your product and the navigation system directly for bus?
So what we offer is a booking service. So passengers would, yeah, exactly. So they would book using our app or WhatsApp, for example, and then they book a seat on the bus. And then that bus route is optimized. So the bus driver will only stop where he knows there's going to be a passenger. So this means that bus routes can operate, especially in areas with slightly lower demand, so slightly spread further out, and really optimize those routes and also create cost efficiencies. So yeah, we specialize in that.
Got it.
Thank you. Thank you for the question, Sylvia. Okay, so now we have Rita from Bolt.
Hi. So just to understand a bit more, you don't work with public transportation, right? Because the bus will not have a system to connect with you. And the metro stops in every stop, right? And the bus stops whenever someone clicks stop or whenever a person is in the bus stop and asks for the bus. Correct? So if so, what kind of buses do you work? Is it a private companies?
We do actually work with public transport. We work quite a lot with public authorities. So often our services work in rural or semi-rural areas with slightly lower demand. So all we need for our service to work is to install an iPad on the bus and then to create an information campaign for users to download the app or reserve a seat using WhatsApp. But we do work with quite a few public authorities in Catalonia. So yeah.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
Thank you, Rita. Artur.
Thank you. Hi, Abby. Thank you for your pitch. I have one question. So generically, obviously, I believe you did your homework and you know the companies that are here in this consortium. How would you envision a pilot with this consortium? Exactly addressing the buses of what entity? For me, it's not exactly clear what pilot exactly you would see with us.
Well, I think that would be also part of the bootcamp and discovery session is really understanding and getting into the nitty-gritty detail of the partner needs. But off the top of my head, I think a collaboration could be really interesting with Bolt. As I say, we have a service working in the Sierra Norte of Madrid, and that's a taxi service. So that works with really small vehicles, and we just need to install our iPad, and then passengers can book ahead of time. And I think that would be a really interesting combination with the really established partner, the really established brand of Bolt, combining with our on-demand transport solution.
Okay, good. If I would suggest, in case you move on to the bootcamp, I would suggest eventually kind of to focus a bit more the work there on that perspective, kind of specific. For me, it was not clear, and now with this explanation from you, it was. So yeah, thank you.
We can't hear you, Rita.
Yeah, now I'm mute. Okay, thank you for the question, Artur. Okay, if there is no further questions,
Rita, can you hear us?
I think we lost her again.
I think we lost her. Well, taking her word, is there any more questions? We still have a couple of seconds, so if there's any final question.
So maybe if there are no questions, we can take that minute for us just to, regarding the last question we were posed and what Avi was just said in the pitch is that we envision several ideas. A couple of them are related to the workers commuting, where there are no public service transport working, and also to flexibilize this transportation from the workers to the, let's say, home workers to the airport and vice versa. So we can do this in a flexible way, and the bus or eventual several vehicles would go around and pick up these workers. And also, as Avi said, as a tourist service where tourists go from the main transportation hub, which is the airport, not just to big cities, but also to different other areas.
Thank you so much. I went down. Okay, so thank you so much for the questions. We need to move forward. Abby and Jesus, thank you. Have a great day, and let's keep in touch. Thank you for your pitch.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye. Okay, so next we have Party from Haltian. Okay, so when we were selecting those, what caught our attention, it was more Ground Force and TAP, but of course, let's keep our minds open. João, let me know when we have them.
They should have entered already.
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Manolo, and I'm one of the business partner of KNITRONIX. I'm in charge of the business development, and with me today there is Riccardo Marchesi, who is the founder, and Giorgia Mazzini, who is the head of research and development. I'm going to share immediately the presentation so I can start my speech.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt, but I was introducing another startup, so it's not this one, it's the other.
Okay, so
go ahead, Manol.
No problem. So we are KNITRONIX. We are a spin-off born in 2006 from a very old company born in 1948. The parent company used to produce the most affordable sewing machine all around the world. And thanks to this heritage, today we can assure to KNITRONIX all the know-how that is behind the production. So KNITRONIX produce smart fabrics that has a capacity to work as a sensor. So our proprietary technology, it's patent granted. So since 2006 till now, we made all the process to have granted our patents both in European Union and in United States. What is the main problem we respond? The problem are water leaks from the roof or pipes, any other condition. As you can see, the 40%, according to a Waterproof magazine, has problems about this kind of leaking. And the problem is that the monitoring of this is made by people, not by machines. The fact is that, as you can see, you start the leak starts from a point, but then comes out to another point. And searching for it is going to be a big pain, and also time and cost expenses. So furthermore, it requires human presence on the roof or on the area. Otherwise, you have also to install the replacement and make everything very high level, so you cannot send general man workers. What we do, we create this sensor that you can see in the upper part above, and we do exactly a circuit that I can show you later, in which we yarning metal fiber that can be steel or copper. We produce a circuit that, with the presence of liquid, makes action and alarm. And also, we can also program the circuits to be sensitive to the moisture gradation. Okay, so it's not only presence of liquid, but also moisture, humidity grade. Furthermore, our sensors, our fabric, can measure also temperature using copper, and this is our results. PT sensor, PT100 is the market standard for punctual temperature sensor. Our textile sensor respond much better. The benefit of having fabric sensors that can be rolled down in a very wide area with a low budget cost. And furthermore, it works not only punctually, but also as an heat pump. It can be installed very easily, like in this way, can be drilled, or can be, you can use a nails gun. And of course, this sensor can communicate with the market standards in radio technology, or it can also have mesh technology to create a network of sensors. So you have, in this case, an example of how it works, the scheme of communication, and this is an example of alarm. My presentation is over.
Perfect. Manolo, thank you so much for your pitch. Okay, so now let's move on to the Q&A. All clear.
Before you start, for any technical answer, there will be Ricardo and Georgia. Anything about business model cost, I am at your disposal.
Okay. No questions? Okay, we have Sylvia from Ground Force.
Hi, Manuel. So how do you see this technology to be used by Ground Force? That is the handler company, and we operate equipment, but not infrastructures. What's your point of view?
Ground Force, like a little bit more the field of application is more about subways. What is exactly the industry of reference? Unfortunately, you have muted the mic. So,
Sylvia?
So yes, I'm here. So we are the handler company. So we do all the checking, all the luggage, everything that is done on the ground from the airports.
Okay.
We operate machines, but not really the infrastructures of the airport or something like that.
Whenever you have to be sure that a room or a space can be safe from humidity or water leaking, we can help. I think for you, there is another sensor we didn't mention today, but is another sensor we produce about pressure. So for example, you can have a sensor that can tell you if something's dropped down. And you can be notified if luggage, for example, has been dropped down outside an area that must not be, without a human that can control. This is not a sensor we put it in the presentation because we want to focus on humidity and water leak, but you know, plenty of opportunity.
So you also have technology for the vehicles and equipment that use water levels. For instance, if we need to know the level of the water in a certain equipment to control.
Ricardo, please.
Yes, we can do that. We can do that by modifying the existing sensor, and yeah, liquid level could be possible. What kind of liquid? Can I ask what kind of liquid?
Not fuel, but water for the vehicles.
Water, okay, water.
No problem.
No problem.
In that case, no problem.
I'm clear, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the question, Artur.
I would like to ask something which is kind of similar to what Sylvia was asking, but in a more generic approach. Meaning, how do you envision a pilot with this audience, with these specific companies you have in front, and how would you address that? How would you propose us with a pilot?
Of course, we are going to have a POC. Okay, it's our way to have soft touch with company in the strategy of open innovation, and everything that has flat roofs or complex roof, it's something we already find in our journey, and as well as we can be very useful for situation which metro, subway, tunnel for trains, or very, very, very small spaces. Because Ricardo and Georgia, can you please show in the camera the sensor? Georgia is showing you. They are very, very thin, can be flexible, and can go in very little spaces as well. Now we produce a sort of, rag that is rectangular, but we have also one size that is just like a rope, very, very thin. So we can really adapt the needs you have.
Yeah. So, but okay. So, how can you contribute for improving the passenger journey, which is the key aspect? I understand that you are showcasing your product. I understand that, but I mean, you as a passenger, if you put yourself in the shoes of a passenger, somehow all of us know a bit about aviation, even if it's as a client. And you better than no one know your product. How do you believe you can help us to deliver a better passenger experience?
I'm a pretty used frequent flyer, and Ricardo as well. In the fingers, for example, you get problems with temperature, and sometimes you have air conditioning that is really too high, or you have spaces that you shouldn't have. With 1 hour sensor, you can control that. In places when you storage luggages as well, sometimes they arrive that are or too hot or with humidity. I'm not sure how an airport works, but properly everything that has got with infrastructure and can be used for the customer, for the final customer. I don't have a specific need to solve without my sensor, except the fact that when I'm stuck in a finger, it's the first things that comes to my mind. When I'm stuck in a finger and there is the wrong temperature or etc., I would love that someone could take care of the passengers. Okay, but this is because it happens to me. So I'm happy that you asked, but this is more on a B2B technology.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the question, Artur. Okay, we need to move forward for the next pitch. Thank you, Manuel and Ricardo from KNITRONIX. Thank you so much. Let's keep in touch, okay? And have a great day. Thank you for your time.
For your attention.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so moving forward, we have Party from Haltian. Now, yes, I changed in the beginning. Okay, so João, when you want.
Hello, yeah, can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes, perfectly. Feel free to start when you want.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, my name is Perttu Kala, I'm from Haltian. So today I'm talking about remote monitoring and asset tracking relating to airport environment. So we start with remote monitoring. So why remote monitoring is done? So to avoid operational breaks, to make building halt on good level, and to make sure that space is well used, resources are well used, and also to avoid excess energy consumption. And of course, to avoid product or building damages as well. So that's why remote monitoring relates to environmental monitoring, so and facility and occupancy monitoring, and that also relates to demand-based cleaning, as we do at Helsinki Airport, and energy efficient and predictive maintenance. So how things are used and how they need to be maintained. So then, yeah, we have a data collection platform for that. So here you see I'd say architectural pitch of solutions. So we have different sensor devices, wireless sensor devices, and then gateway device takes data to cloud. And in cloud, we have device management system to make sure that the whole system works as meant. And then we push data to visualization layer or where it needs to be used. So here we have different sensor devices, for example, air quality, like fill rates, occupancy, temperature monitoring, water leakages, and even rooftop measurements, and also parking detections with radar-based sensor. So that was about remote monitoring. And then we moved to asset tracking, because we use the same connectivity method for these solutions. So we asset tracking, so why that is done. So at airports, for example, to avoid time waste to find assets, to avoid lost and stolen items, to make inventory in good shape, and of course to improve processes. So that's why this relates to LUGGit trolley and LUGGit car tracking, equipment tracking, like high value assets, security safety assets, but also facility management and catering and supply chain management and retail and inventory management. So we have Haltian inventory tracking solution. So here you see the elements. So we have energy harvesting locators. These are installed in the building, so they can harvest energy from luminaires. So fully wireless. So really new kind of indoor tracking solution. And then different tags, even very tiny tags to assets to see where they are. So here you see some pictures from Helsinki Airport. We are building up a lucky trolley tracking system there. And then who we are. So Haltian is established 2012. So we do roughly 20 million euro revenue. So we have already deployed almost 300,000 IoT devices globally. And we have 145 employees, and we really work on globally. So here you see some of our customers, so very global brands there. And we work because every space can work better. So thank you.
Pertti, great pitch. Thank you for the time. Great timing, by the way. Okay, so Q&A. Yes, Sylvia?
Hi, Pertti. So maybe it was too fast, but I missed something that you mentioned related to luggage and lost luggage. What?
Yeah, so this indoor tracking solution is mean to track different items within the airport. So for example, luggage trolleys. Of course, we do not track like passenger luggages, because otherwise you should add something there to see. But these are something to track within airports.
And sorry, what is the technology that you use, and if it has batteries that need to be charged?
Yes, so these are very low power system. So normally those sensor devices and tags, they last at least 5 years, even more. So it depends on a little bit of profile. So it's fully wireless, and yeah, we use wireless communication between the sensor devices, and then gateway device. We have global cellular connectivity, and that takes data to cloud. So everything is included into the solutions.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question. We had Bruno? No. From Anna? No, it was my mistake. Okay.
Yes, so we really like Haltian as a company. We provide like a wireless sensor solutions to collect different data. For example, Prologis is one of our customers. They own like 6,000 warehouses globally. So we have already deployed our monitoring solutions to all their buildings in the US. And then we use this indoor asset tracking solution for hospitals, and now we are entering also to logistics and airport. So that's like a fully wireless solution, which is something there hasn't been before. So this is really easy to scale. So actually all devices are very easy solutions are very easy to scale and deploy.
Thank you, Pertti, for the clarification. Okay. We have Rita from Volt.
Hey, Pertti, thank you for your presentation. So just a quick question about applicability here. I mean, I think that, like Sylvia said, it was fast, but I know that you have a really short time to present. Your suggestion for the airport, for Anne, would be to implement those devices that you have. So pretty much, the ones that make sense, but from what I saw, pretty much all of them could be applied to the air, the quality, the temperature, water leakage, and things like that that I saw.
Yeah. So we could also like say that we have like a building and condition monitoring solutions to use different sensor devices, for example, occupancy sensors, like fill rate sensors. So to measure how building works and how like a facilities, like at Helsinki Airport, all different restrooms, they are equipped with fill rate monitoring, so to know how much, for example, toilet paper and hand towels they are left. So that's like a demand-based cleaning. But that also relates to other building like air quality measurements, temperature, humidity, water leakages. So that's pretty much the how to maintain facilities and buildings. And then we have also this asset tracking, fully wireless asset tracking solution that can be then leveraged to track different assets within airport, like safety and security assets, luggage trolleys, and actually everything what there is at the airport.
Okay, just a quick question. To track an asset, you need to put the device on the asset as well, right?
Yeah.
So they connect to each other. Okay.
Yeah. Then we have like a different type of tags to attach the assets. So that they are pretty much the assets with stays at airport, or they go somewhere and come back. So not like a passenger luggages or like that.
Yep, understood. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we have Bruno from
Yeah,
Anna.
thank you. Thank you. So just to confirm, the tag and the locator, is the communication is for Bluetooth or any other technology?
Yeah, good question. So we use like a Bluetooth radio, but actually we like override that Bluetooth communication protocol. So we still use the same radio, so 2.4 gigahertz, but we send the software, and then it means that all these devices, they can connect to each other. Because Bluetooth is only, for example, your headset needs to be in contact with phone, but these devices can talk to each other, and then only one or few of them are in direct contact with gateway that collects the data and send to cloud. Very robust connectivity for indoor solution.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Bruno. Okay.
Rita don't like to conclude presentations.
Okay, so any other questions? Anybody? We still have a last minute to go. Okay, Vitor, please.
I do have a question. This is essentially indoors, is it?
Yeah, indoor. There is no any like technical limits to use also outdoors, but currently as today, all devices are pretty much let's say they are not protected for outdoor uses. But I think we are coming to that, but yeah, mainly for indoor.
Yes, I've asked because since you mentioned luggage trolleys, they go in and out of buildings, so.
Yeah, actually, very good point, because yeah, that's fine. For example, here you see the one of those tags. So this is really rugged. So this can also stay outdoors, no problem, and we can put locators there. But let's say it's developed for indoor usage. But of course, around the airport, we can work there. No problem.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the questions. So we are like running out of time. Frederico, sorry, but I would suggest to keep your question, and we will pass the message also to Party. Okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, thank you for your time, Party. Have a great day. Let's keep in touch.
Yeah, thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
this.
Have a good day. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, moving forward, we have right now Miguel Angel from H2Vector Energy. Okay, so when we selected them, the partners that caught our attention was Sixt, Bolt, and Ground Force. So expectations are high.
Okay.
Thank you. Well, Miguel Angel?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly. Feel free to start.
Okay. Thank you for the time. I will share my screen.
Sure. Thank you for your time.
presentation mode. Yep. So I think that, yeah, it works. Yep. Well, thank you all for the time. And well, basically what we are presenting here is not the, I hope that we can do it, but it's not the time that will take you from Portugal to New York, to reduce it from 8 and something hours to 6 hours. What we're talking about here is that one of the main challenges that we have in our generation, which is that 6 out of 24 hours of energy by 2040 will come from storage solutions. And at H2Vector, we're tackling this challenge by creating professional applications and trying to decarbonize these professional applications through one small molecule, which is green hydrogen. Instead of jumping right into the technology, I would like to tell you a little bit of who we are trying to attend at this early stage of our technology. We try to attend who we call the golden triangle of early adopters, and I think that you will see yourself and the use cases that we have on airports in this case directly align with what we are trying and who we're trying to attend. These customers, which airports, ports, and these type of customers shares at least one of these 3 features. Either they have an energy facility which have critical processes like a hospital or an airport or a port, a maritime port, or there are businesses highly aligned with the ESG goals, which will be the case of an airline which is trying to do things more in a more sustainable way. And the third one are customers which have energy sources, renewable energy sources, and they're trying to get, let's say, to maximize their profitability. So these are the 3 type of customers that we're trying to attend with our solution today. And what we bring to the table, it's a modular and a scalable power-to-power system, which includes electrolysis to process energy surpluses from renewable sources or PPAs, power purchase agreements, that ensure that you get renewable energy. We included also a compression unit to increase the energy density and to reduce the storage footprint. And then we also include in our product a fuel cell, which enables the customer to, well, actually to get back electricity and heat. Electricity for stationary and mobility applications, heat for stationary applications, and you can bring back also compressed hydrogen for mobility applications. We have some projects that we are building. These are projects that we executed last year. We have one in Portugal, one in Spain, and one in Estonia. And for 2024, we have a larger pipeline of projects. Just to leave you with, we're actually competing with our technology with lithium batteries, and we're not more efficient than lithium batteries today in terms of energy, but we like to share these two thoughts with customers and clients. Is that our solution has half of the CO2 footprint of the equivalent lithium-based battery, and also that if the application has an energy autonomy necessity of 24 or more hours, our solution today, it's more profitable than the lithium batteries. And we are, as discussed, we are not just competing against lithium batteries. There are other businesses that provide solutions like ours, but we are also ready to attend the fuel cell electrical mobility, which is the hydrogen mobility of the future. In terms of performance, we have a pipeline of above 300,000 euros for 2024 for the first semester, and we have also sold more than 600,000 K. We're targeting the energy solutions which are close to and related with the gensets and fuel cell electrical vehicles, which have a long path to go, but that can reach the billion-dollar markets in both cases. And this is the closest of what our application is. Our team, it's mainly an engineering dedicated team. Most of the members are engineers. We have also 2 PhDs, also part of the co-founding team. And this year, we are also increasing in our marketing and also manufacturing possibilities. In terms of the pilot that we're
sorry, I need to interrupt. Okay, so we need to move on to the Q&A, but you can make these clarifications also, okay? So I bet that there are some questions. Okay, so we have Jorge Alves.
So thank you, Miguel, for your presentation. What is the power expected for one of these units is one of the questions, and the other is how dynamic is it? So can it compete with the battery? So instant power delivery on demand, or does it have some sort of delay, or does it have capacity to power very dynamic loads, for example?
Yep, I will go to the first one. The power that we can reach with our units goes up to 100 kilowatts approximately. That's the largest that we are targeting with our application in terms of the electricity output, and 50 kilowatts on the hydrogen production part. And those are the units that we have pre-designed. And the one that we will be looking forward to include in the pilot, it's a 6.8 kilowatt unit in terms of electrical output, and also you will have also 6.8 kilowatts of kilowatt hours of energy in terms of heat, and it has a 0.5 normal cubic meter per hour. So that means around half a kilogram of hydrogen that you can produce per day. And depending on the space and restrictions, we can compress it up to 300 bars. And that is more or less what we are thinking in order to what we're proposing for the demo. In terms of the dynamic response, what we do is that fuel cells are the closest thing that I know from a turbine. I'm a mechanical engineer, and I've been building power plants I built power plants for more than 8 years around the world. And it's the closest thing to a turbine in terms of behavior. So it doesn't have a dynamic behavior like a battery, an instantaneous dynamic behavior, but in the systems that we build, we attach either batteries, small sets of batteries or capacitors, which is what we prefer, and we can attend dynamic behaviors, and we can simulate the same as a lithium battery will do. So you don't need you will have a dynamic response on the system.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for the question. Any further questions? Okay, if not, maybe you can take advantage of this time to show your here the hydrogen ecosystem if you want.
Yep, and our proposal it's to build something in a modular and a scalable way, and it's the same concept and the same approach that we do with our product, is that we can build an ecosystem when the technology is ready. So what we are proposing is what it's on the left. It's this power-to-power system with the capacities that I already explained to George, and what you can do is that you can actually plug in this device to any existing grid, to the electrical grid that you have in your airport already, and it will be coupled with and synchronized without any major, let's say, customization from the current facility, and you can increase the size of the application while the technology is developed. So we are also developing hydrogen refilling stations, and we're also developing only fuel cells. So you can use these systems as UPS, or if in the future you have a lift truck or an airplane which have hydrogen necessities in terms of a fuel, you can use these applications you can build the ecosystem around. But we know that the technology is not already all yet here in the system, in the developed, let's say, in a commercial way. So what we are providing is something that you can use, and you can test hydrogen today with a commercial product, CE certified, scalable and modular, that can enable you to grow with the development of the technology. And that's more or less the proposal, to build this ecosystem from pilot demo stage up to the size of what the technology and other players can bring to the table.
Great. Thank you so much. I bet that now we are more clarified. We need also to move on. Miguel and Jill, thank you for your time. Have a great day. Okay, let's keep in touch.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay. Now, ok. Então, agora ia sugerir aqui 10 minutinhos de intervalo para recarregar aqui baterias e voltamos então aqui às 15h20. Até já!
So let's get round to why I will be the first in line to open up, so I don't mind to give you all. So let's get round to why the one I need is tied up right now. So let's just wait a while. The one I need is tied up right now. So let's not draw the line, 'cause I can't make my mind up right now. So let's just wait a while. The one I need is tied up right. I So let's not draw the line, 'cause I can't make my mind up right now. So let's just wait a while. The one I need is tied up right. It's unintended, but all in vain. It's what I found on my side. You knew I'd pass through, it's all the same. So let's get down to why. The one I need is tied up right now. So let's just wait a while. The one I need is tied up right.
Casio, playing on my heart just like a Casio, breaking it apart so you can let it go. Wait another year, that's not original. I'm cynical, alright, let's go now.
When all your dreams are gone and you're still holding on, you waited for too long. I know, you know the song.
Play it cool, I just want the keys back to my vehicle. They're just gonna tell you that I wasn't real. And I just wanna tell you this is how I feel. I know you feel it.
When all your dreams are gone and you're still holding on, you waited for too long. I know, you know the song.
Casio, playing on my heart just like a Casio, breaking it apart so you can let it go. We another year, that's not original. Cynical, alright, let's go now.
When all your dreams are gone and you're still holding on, you waited for too long. I know, you know the song. When all your dreams are gone and you're still holding on, you waited for too long. I know, you know it's over. Don't think that my
Olá, olá. Espero que tenha sido um intervalo proveitoso e desse para ir à casa de banho, umas comidinhas, o que for. Vamos então aqui seguir com a próxima. Temos aqui a próxima, o próximo pitch. Temos o Casper, da Copenhagen Optimization. Quando nós estivemos aqui a selecionar, quem nos chamou aqui mais a atenção foi a Tapa Global Blue, a Bolt e a Sixt, portanto, temos aqui também altas expectativas. E vamos a isso. João.
Já deverá estar aqui.
Casper, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you for your time. Feel free to start when you want.
Yeah, I will start now. So, hi everybody, my name is Casper Hornsgaard. I'm the co-founder, co-CEO of Copenhagen Optimization, and happy to be pitching to you today. So what we're going to talk about is our virtual queuing solution that really secures peace of mind and efficient operations in airports. And really what we're trying to combat here is a security checkpoint, which is very stressful, or any other process in the airport for that matter, through the virtual queuing solution. So what I wanted to do first is really just demonstrate you how the solution works. And I'm going to do that with one of the existing deployments of the solutions that we have today. So we are live in 20 airports. The one I'm just going to show you here is what we have in Amsterdam. So now I am on the Amsterdam Schiphol website, and let's just say that tomorrow I would like to go to Lisbon from Amsterdam. I will find my flight. And of course, there are multiple flights going to Lisbon tomorrow, but let's just say that I am on this EasyJet flight. And I can now see that this is expected not to be too busy at the checkpoint. And then I should have the opportunity on this to book a time slot. Now, that specific flight was not available tomorrow, so that's some of the things that you can kind of tweak on the back end is what kind of flight do you want to be available for booking, what do you not want to be available. But in this case, I can see I can book a time slot at security, essentially the virtual queue. I click here on book now, and essentially what I have to do is type in the number of people that will be in my party. And then I have a number of time slots here to choose from. And we really control those time slots on the back end with the solution. Let's say I want to go through security at 10:45 in the morning. All I now need to do is to type in my email address and confirm the reservation. But since I'm unfortunately not flying out of Amsterdam to Lisbon tomorrow, I'm not going to do that. So just coming back to what we have achieved so far with the solution. So very much happy passenger is what we've seen. So we've surveyed more than 300,000 passengers, and 85% of them are feeding back to us that they're very satisfied with the program. We've had 9 million bookings since we went live in Seattle, Tacoma back in May 2021. And 61% of the passengers that have used the program are saying, well, the time they saved, they actually used on shopping or dining in the retail area. So there's definitely a positive uptick here on the passenger spend. If we then look at what we're doing behind the scenes, is we've been able to nudge the passengers to select the slots that we know are good for the airport operation, because not only are we offering the virtual queuing solution, we're also doing the forecasting of the passenger flow going to the security checkpoint, as well as when it's going to be busy and when it's not going to be so busy. So we've been able to, with several airports, really reduce these peak periods to nudge the passengers to come a little bit earlier and a little bit later, and then reduce that peak period by between 8 and 11%. And that actually corresponds in most cases to an open security lane. So that is quite significant, either reducing the wait time or potentially a cost saving. The booking of this is really seamless. As I showed, it could be done on the website. It can be done through the app as well. So really, there are multiple different channels where the passenger that we're interacting with can book this slot. And it can span the whole journey. So the primary use case right now is security, but there's several airports that are looking to expand this potentially to check-in, potentially also to the outbound passport control, to really give this control back to the passengers about, well, when you go through my airport, I kind of want to hand carry you through and make sure that once you get onto that aircraft, you're really happy. So that was the 4 minutes opening this up. Now I will be happy to take your questions.
Thank you, Casper. Great pitch, great timing. We have already some raises hands. Okay, so Sylvia, I think it was you first, right?
Not sure, but hi, Casper.
Hello.
Hello. So you only develop the application and the data, you manage the data, or you also responsible to implement the services? For instance, if at this time we don't have yet the service to schedule or booking security timing, is it something that you would implement, or we need to implement the services and then you deal with the reservations and the timetables and everything?
No, we very much do the implementation as well. So we're very involved in that implementation, because one thing is the technology, but it's also important that we get the right kind of communication to the passengers about this, and also that what we call the concept of operations. So really, how do we get this on the ground in that security checkpoint or wherever it is? Like, we have a lot of experience with that, but how do we make sure that this is like, we wanted to be a very good service to the passengers. At the same time, we wanted to have as little impact on that existing operation as possible, so that we're really not interfering too much. So yes, very much also involved in that.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think it was Rita, not sure. I don't want to be unfair. Rita.
Rita, go ahead.
Thank you. Hi, Casper. Thank you for your presentation. So, understanding a bit how it works, especially because you already work with an airport, do you have a specific lane or a security part just for the reservations? Do you make like a speed line for the reservation
So I
zone?
think the key for us is we don't want to kind of touch that core security operation going through the X-ray, because we want that like the full efficiency. So we don't want to touch the efficiency with this. So typically it's really at the entry point to that security checkpoint, there'll be a kind of lane, and it's not a, like, it could be like an assisted passenger lane, like for PRM or similar. We could have like the virtual queue lane, and then you essentially skip that initial queue, but then before the actual screening, you'll regroup with the other passengers. So typically that means you skip a very large part of the queue, but we don't have any airports yet that are doing it fully separate, because that's a little bit tricky in terms of making sure that we have constant throughput in the checkpoint.
Okay, thank you very much. Just one further tiny question, sorry. You said 85% were happy with the service. Do you know what the remaining, were they unhappy with the service, or were they?
So 85% is very satisfied, another 9% are satisfied, and then I think it's 3% that are either or, and then there is the remaining, whatever my math is, 2% or something, is not happy. And we know that the ones that are not happy actually couldn't find it in the airport. Most of them is the reason for why they weren't happy. So that is about wayfinding in the airport.
Thank you,
Understood.
Rita.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, let's see if we have time for Renato and Diogo. We have less than 3 minutes.
Yeah, quick questions. Thanks, Casper, for the pitch. 3 quick questions. One, you can also just provide the software, right? So you can do the full implementation, but you can eventually
Correct.
only
Yeah.
provide.
I mean, if you just want to subscribe to the software and do the rest yourself, be my guest.
Cool. We saw this example doing the booking through the website. Does it work your software with WhatsApp, for instance?
Yeah, so we have the booking API. So essentially what Schiphol has integrated to is our booking API, and then they're exposing this into their app and into, so essentially we need the information to flow into our booking API, but if that comes through WhatsApp or through a website or through a native app or anything, that's really flexible on us.
Cool. Last one, is this software can link to business partners, meaning to have 2 different entities where I can book different services? or
Yeah,
it's
so
just
so again, we want to expose this as many places as possible. So some airports also have it when you book your parking reservations, you can also book this. So again, like
it's a kind
the
of
more
layers,
exposure we can get,
different entities providing different
yes.
things.
Again,
Okay.
it all comes down into that booking API, and then we control the things on the back end.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, we have less than 1 minute. No, we have 1 minute. Diogo from TAP.
Hello. I wanted to know if this product, when it's implemented, if it's available for all the passengers going through the security, or if they have to buy the product first to grant access, or does the airlines or the airports sell that as an ancillary? How does that work?
So good question. So right now, all the airports we're working with are offering this as a free service to the passengers. Some of them have put restrictions on which flights are available, either because they don't want like there's a cap on how many slots they are offering every 15 minutes, or there are certain flights that they're targeting, and those are the only ones that can book it. So we can control this down to the single flight. That's really up to the end user. And then we have some airports that are considering more of a kind of dynamic pricing, where maybe the slot is free when you're off peak, but if you want an in-peak slot that is a prime slot to go through security, you have to pay maybe €1, €2, €3. So that's being considered. But again, our platform offers that flexibility. It's really up to the end user to decide whether that's how you want to run it, or you want to run it as a free program, which makes the passengers happy and actually can shave off that peak.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, great timing. Thank you, Casper, for your time.
You're welcome.
And let's keep in touch, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Okay,
Bye-bye.
so bye. Let's move forward with Mr. Isai from WheelTug. Isai? Am I spelling it right? Isai, are you already listening?
He's still entering. He's still entering.
Ah, okay. Okay, great.
I'm here.
Hello, Isai. Am I spelling it right, Isai?
Close enough.
Welcome. Feel free to start, okay, when you want.
Right. Thank you very much for your time, everybody. I appreciate it. The problem is that commercial aviation is terrible on the ground. It's congested, it's slow, and it's not getting better. It's definitely getting worse. What we experience every time we get on board an aircraft is that we get in our seat, they close the aircraft door, and then we wait 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes or longer before the aircraft is even going toward the runway. Our technology solves this problem. Our technology solves this problem because we provide a retrofit powered nose wheel. It flies with the airplane, replacing the nose wheel on the aircraft and giving the pilot the power to drive the aircraft backward and forward, eliminating the need for ground crew, eliminating the need for the ground tug, and allowing the aircraft to rotate basically in space. The net result is that we take a 10 or 20 minute long process and reduce it to 1 minute, period. And along the way, we greatly reduce the amount of engine time, engine wear, fuel consumption, emissions, and safety issues that all are part and parcel of today's congested ground operations. To be able to go from doors closed to taxi 4 to 1 minute is to add 10 to 20% more throughput to commercial aviation, a market which today is valued at over $1 trillion a year in ticket sales and loyalty points. Add 10 or 20% to $1 trillion a year industry. Now, the idea of making a powered wheel on board an aircraft dates back to 1907, and people have moved aircraft other ways. People have moved aircraft using elephants. Airbus once pointed this out and said it was impossible to get the elephant to fit inside the nose wheel. But that is precisely what WheelTug has done. We have removed the tug, got the elephant to squeeze inside the nose wheel itself. Now, along the way, we have come to understand exactly what WheelTug provides in terms of benefits, because we do a lot for making the aircraft not just faster, but greener and cleaner. And if we look at from a simple perspective, time savings is what drives this industry. The operating margin for an airline tracks more closely to time on the ground than to any other factor whatsoever. So when you're able to reduce the time on the ground, you're able to get more out of less. You're able to get more flights per day. You're able to get better efficiency from your crew. You're able to reduce injuries and accidents. And you're also to be able to deliver a green solution. WheelTug reduces engine time by a minimum of 7.5 minutes every single flight. That's 1 ton of CO2 per aircraft per day for existing aircraft. This is not some future, 2050 solution. This is coming now. And on top of that, with the other benefits that WheelTug unlocks, we're talking about more than 2 tons of CO2 saved every aircraft every day. But on top of those numbers, we have the benefits that WheelTug unlocks in terms of the time benefits, pushback costs, CO2 benefits in Europe, fuel savings, engine savings. It comes out to anywhere from 5 to 10 times the average profit in the industry last year, which was about $2 a ticket or less than $300 per narrow body flight. That means our total addressable market is on the order of $40 billion a year, 8 times the size of all of SpaceX. Top level, we have 150 issued patents. We have already signed up 26 airlines representing almost 2,700 individual aircraft for reasons for efficiency and sustainability. We are on our way into service. We have completed about 2/3 of the certification pathway. And our business model is to lease the systems on a power-by-the-hour basis to the airlines themselves. Today, we do not have any active competitors because we are the first and only company in the history of the planet to actually make the elephant fit inside the nose wheel. Questions are welcome.
Okay, great timing. We have already some ads. Okay, Frederico.
Is this an equipment you get to put on nose gear?
It goes on the nose gear of an existing in-service aircraft. But there's also some pieces that go inside the airplane. So there's a control panel for the pilot, for example.
Okay, so this is an equipment for the aircraft itself, not a ground equipment.
Not ground equipment, not airport equipment, and not going to be integrated by Boeing or Airbus either. Like a lot of technology that goes on board aircraft, it's an aftermarket improvement.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Sylvia.
Hi, Zahia. So, not sure again if I spell your name correctly. But so is this one product that serves for all, or each airplane model needs to be a specific one?
So the WheelTug unit itself, that wheel you see, is actually standardized for a family of airplanes. Specifically, let's see here, there. That's what it looks like. The power module fits inside that wheel, and that wheel will be common across the 737 NG and MAX, A320 family, and A220 family. When we go to bigger or smaller aircraft like 787, A330, or regional jets, we will have to redesign the product for that different size wheel and power. But this does capture, those markets capture 85% of the flying commercial fleet today, of the narrow body aircraft.
Thank you.
Great. Okay, any further questions? Rita from Bolt.
Hey, I'm going to give it a try with your name again, but I'm going to say Isaiah, not sure.
You nailed it. Thank you, Rita.
Thank you. So from Bolt, so not an expert on aircrafts or very technical issues, but just to understand, is this something you're selling, you're partnering with airports or more with airlines?
So actually, airports are friends of ours. We did a 2-year feasibility study with Mumbai Airport, and they concluded not only that our claims are correct, they're not only requiring that other airport systems be compatible for WheelTug going forward, but that they concluded we will add capacity to existing airports without building any new taxiways or runways. So to be able to get more capacity per gate per day is a huge value for airports. They're stakeholders, but they themselves are not the customers. The customers are the airlines, and they are whom we will be leasing the systems to.
Okay, I understand. But that machine that you showed, so what they use right now, it's operated by the airport, right?
What they use right
for...
now is operated by usually a ground service equipment provider like Donata or Swissport or Menzies. WheelTug will be eliminating that hardware, but also the crew will be retasked for other things. We don't have to fire anybody, but because you get more aircraft throughput, the crew can do other things instead of just pushing the airplane back.
Okay, got it. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you for the questions. Okay, there is no any further question. So, okay, we have from Artur.
Yeah, it's more a curiosity or maybe two. Does this need any kind of certification, or have you achieved any kind of certification? And the second question is regarding the business model. So this is a product one-time shot with maintenance. How does it work? Thank you.
So this is a certification being done. Actually, our cameras are being done through EASA, where we have an active application, and the FAA will be certificated for WheelTug, and then the certifications go through bilateral treaties for global coverage. It is an on-aircraft certificated pathway. We are about 2/3 of the way through that certification right now. What was your second question?
Regarding the business model, how is it? So it's kind of a product, sell the product plus maintenance, no maintenance. How
so it's power by the hour, which means that we will be providing through local MROs the actual maintenance, installation, and work. But we will be the business model to the airline is we provide the systems to you free of charge in return for approximately, well, something in the order of half the savings that can be proven from operations. So the airline is got a system that's not only a retrofit, but is removable. So they're not committed, but they're able to save money as they go. And if they change their mind, then they can remove WheelTug in just one overnight. So it installs in 2 overnights and removes in 1.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the questions. So if there is no any further question, I would like just to thank you, Isaiah. Isaiah, you need to say your name, please.
Isaiah.
Isaiah. Thank you for your time, and let's keep in touch, okay? Have a great day.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for your time. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Okay, so moving forward. Ok, temos português, Paulo Guedes, da Omniflow. Paulo, podes começar quando...
Está a entrar, Rita, está a entrar.
Ah, boa. Estava a ver o nome. Olá, Paulo.
Olá, bom dia.
Olá, boa tarde. Paulo, para manter aqui, somos todos portugueses, mas para manter aqui a coerência, eu peço então que comece o pitch em inglês, quando quiseres.
Ok, com certeza. Vou já partilhar então o meu ecrã e passar para inglês então.
Obrigada.
Hello, good afternoon. So my name is Paulo. I'm the head of sales and partnerships at Omniflow, and Omniflow provides sustainable smart city infrastructures. So basically, we have identified a problem, which is streetlights that still use old technology, consume a lot of power, and provide just one basic service, which is lighting. And just for you to have an idea, one streetlight can have a CO2 impact of 2.2 tons per year. And lighting still represents 35% of electrical energy bills in cities. So basically, Omniflow proposes a solution that is a smart IoT lamppost powered by wind and solar. And with this, we can save more than 90% of the energy consumed on lighting, but at the same time, transform an infrastructure into a smart infrastructure that can host many applications like 5G connectivity, computer vision, and other sensors that generate valuable data. So we are also recognized as contributing to the SDG goals because of the way our system works. So our patented hybrid system uses the wind to propel the wind turbine. So basically the shape of the device allows us to capture the wind coming from any direction and activate the wind turbine that sits in the middle of the Omniflow. In the top, we have solar panel as well. So that's why it's a hybrid system. And all the systems have batteries included that allow it to be resilient as well, and are connected to a platform where we can monitor and control all of the units and provide also like a twin city visualization for the data we gather with all the sensors. So basically, Omniflow is one single infrastructure that provides multiple services. Most of the services we've been working on are lighting, of course, the first one, but also CCTV, video analytics, public Wi-Fi, so connectivity is also a critical service, audio announcement systems, air quality, all of these can be bundled in just one single infrastructure. So our proposal for the journey is to implement this infrastructure, energy efficient infrastructure, with an EV charger, with computer vision, with air quality, even with connectivity, with a 5G connectivity, and then build a digital twin for the pilot that would allow us to provide not just a very interesting sustainable infrastructure, but also valuable data to improve the mobility around the airports and the areas they operate. So basically, this is the team of Omniflow. We have gathered a full team of excellent experts in other areas. And basically, this is the presentation I had to share with you. So we can go up to the questions, Q&A.
Obrigada, Paulo. Bom timing. Ok, podemos passar então para o Q&A. Arthur.
Hi, so thank you, Paulo. Thank you for your presentation. We know each other. This is more kind of a disclaimer for the group. We had already a pilot with Omniflow in the past, so we know very well the product. So it's just to say to the rest of the group that the main interest is more to the other partners. Okay, so that's it.
Thank you, Arthur.
Okay, any further questions? Rita from Bolt.
Hi, Paulo. Thank you for this. One, maybe two questions. So if this was in a parking lot outside, let's say the Kiss and Fly, would you be able to say how many cars are waiting? How is the situation inside with the data that you extract?
So basically, what we have a video analytic software that allows us to detect vehicles, type of vehicle, even to type of vehicle. We are working now in improving this to pass this kind of information, how long they are waiting, if there is a queue. So counting vehicles is one thing, then doing the detection of what they are doing, exactly precisely what they are doing, is a different thing. We have, for parking areas that you mentioned, we have the smart parking functionality already working, but now we are working also on the queuing aspect, for instance.
Okay, and in a closed parking lot without sun, I'm assuming without a lot of wind, it doesn't work.
No, our solution is a completely outdoor solution, so it requires to be. Traditionally, we are installed in street light poles, so outdoor solution.
Okay.
Only, unfortunately.
Okay. Understood.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Any further questions? Okay, if not, I think we can move forward. Sorry?
I was just thanking everybody for selecting us.
Yes, of course. And meanwhile, if any further questions arises, we are more than glad to introduce you and clarify those questions, okay? So sometimes questions might not arise during here, but then during some discussions, they may arise. So thank you so much for your attention, for your time, Paul. E tenha ótimo dia. Obrigada.
Obrigado, Deus a todos.
Deus, obrigada. Okay, so we can move forward, right, João? We have Stephen from Motulus.
They should be entering right now.
Okay, great.
Hello, everybody.
Stephen, hello, welcome. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. I'm just trying to share screen, so
Sure.
hopefully that's worked. Oh. Has that worked? Can you see a screen?
Yes, perfectly. Feel free to start.
Okay, brilliant. Well, thank you all for allowing us some time today to introduce Motulus to you. We are experts in optimization, specifically optimization that helps the airline industry. What is optimization and how can it help? Well, we'll touch a little bit on that more over the next couple of minutes. But the key thing we think the benefits are for the deep, the sort of like the application of deep mathematics to aviation is that it obviously allows you to get more out of what you have, whether that's delivering a more efficient operation, employee well-being, robust operations, or indeed sustainability. And that can be done at an operational level or a strategic planning level. Who are Motulus? Very, very briefly, it was formed out of a team of mathematicians and software engineers many years ago. They worked across a couple of different industries, but then really settled on aviation in around 2019 and began to develop some products to serve aviation. Not a great time to do it because COVID then hit, so things went a little bit slowly for a couple of years. But in the last 12 months, we've been expanding and going to market and grown our customer base and started with a whole host of products. The key thing about Motulus, and this is possibly our most important slide, is that the foundation of the work that was built in the early years is our proprietary high-performance solvers and then our optimization toolkit, which is basically pioneering mathematics algorithms. That has enabled us to build a set of products, and you can see 3 products on the top, very quickly and very agilely. But most importantly, is we can apply them to any different problem nowadays. And that's the power of Motulus, and that's what we'd like to try and explore and take further with you today. A brief example of our solutions in action, though, is let's imagine one of our products, tail assignment, which is talking about modeling an aircraft, allocated aircraft to flights. For us individually, it's easy to imagine what an aircraft could do. You know, you've got 5-minute resolutions there, the blue airport, the red airport, you could fly at the second dot, the third dot, you could fly to a different airport, you have to wait around, then you have to come back. And for one aircraft, you can build a really efficient program. The problem is it gets complicated when you've got 2 aircraft, you've got 3 aircraft, you've got 4 airports, you've got 20 aircraft, 50 aircraft, however many aircraft. So our tail assignment tool effectively is trying to find the best combination of allocating aircraft to flights, take into account all the costs that are relevant. So whether that's overflying fees, fuel burn by each individual aircraft, as well as constraints such as maintenance, or maybe certain aircraft have restrictions to certain places. And from that, we get the best solution because it can look deeper than any individual can possibly look. I'll skim over these slides. In the proof of concepts, we've been getting great results. So 4% savings, a wonderful citation on LinkedIn. That's all great stuff, but you're not interested in tail assignment. But I'm just trying to give you an example of how it might work. I'll conclude very briefly because there's only a minute to go. We think that this technology, so that's an example of tail assignment, aircraft allocation, but we think this technology, the maths effectively, can be applied to any part of a digital transformation where you've got a series of inputs and then you want to then roster a set of constrained resources and get an output. And specifically, we looked at your problem and thought there's 2, or your challenges that you present in your document, and thought there's 2 possible opportunities. One is around improving asset efficiency around the airport. So whether that is planning people or resources, getting the most out of those people or resources. And we've got actually on our product development roadmap, a plan to get into shift planning this year. And one of the things that was we noticed in the document that's quite interesting is expanding your commuting offering. So our network optimization tool is all around basically designing the best network possible. And that potentially could be used to try and allow you to build improved accessibility to the airport. I've stopped because the time has run out, but I can keep going if you want.
Okay, no, perfect. That's perfect. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you for your time and for your pitch, great pitch, and also for the customization. Let's hear some questions. Okay, so it was all clear. No questions. Okay, so we have from Artur.
maybe
Yes.
just to know, hi, Stephen, thank you. Maybe just to know how is the model? It's licensing, kind of it's a software licensing model.
It's we offer it as a software as a service, so a subscription model. So if all of our products tend to be subscription models. Our way of working typically is we get close to a customer, we build a proof of concept with them, because that's how the problem with optimization is the only way you can show the benefits is by solving someone's problem for them. There's no you can't open up the black box. So we tend to do that, and then when that goes well, we get into an implementation phase, and then go to subscription model for whatever period of time.
Okay, and usually a pilot, how much time would you need to implement a pilot?
It depends on
usually.
But let's call it 3 to 6 months. But what I will say is we have developed MVPs within 1 month. But the MVP hasn't got the full integration and the wonderful user interface and stuff like that. But we have done that before. But if we're doing a proper engagement with somebody, we'd allow 3 to 6 months.
But 3 to 6 months to build the pilot, or you're saying the full?
Oh, sorry. My mistake. Yeah. Sorry, to build the pilot, probably 1 to 2 months.
Okay.
Sorry, my mistake. Yeah.
And then what you say is to be able to gather results and so on, 6 to 8.
No.
Get the results and show the value.
The pilot, sorry, I've not answered the question very well. The pilot would show the value. What typically in the pilot, we would take some data from you, we would model the problem. We would then generate something, preferably a period in the past, because then we can compare it with what actually happened. That would then show the results, and that would take maybe 1 to 2 months. The full implementation is then when we would say, okay, that's good. Let's do the data feed integration, change the user interface, train the users, all that sort of stuff. So that's probably 3 to 6 months.
Okay. Yeah, clear. Thanks.
Thank you, Artur. Thank you for the question. Okay, if there is no any further question, I think we can move forward. Or if you have any kind of clarification that you would like to make in these 3 minutes, please feel free to do it.
Oh, okay. Well, I could expand a bit on where I was trying to get and went quickly. Yeah, so effectively, we think for the challenges that you presented, shift planning or resource planning around the airport on how you use people or resources is where optimization will help. We can probably drive out a lot of savings and also deliver a better person lifestyle by allowing them to have more influence over their lives through either when they get time off or what duties they're doing on the day. So we think there's real value there, and we are planning to build a product in that area. So it'd be really interesting to work with someone on that. And then the mobility thing was a little bit more around, actually, we've got a network optimization tool. It's a schedule building tool, and maybe that's interesting to try and improve accessibility to the airport via the metro and public transport, because that's a similar sort of thing. Sorry, I just realized there's a hand up.
Hi, thank you. So by the part of the schedule for people, how customize how possible it is to customize your solution. For instance, if we have strict rules for that in strict laws.
100%. That is the game we're in. So I don't know if you remember, I presented those 3 blocks at the beginning, which said like we've effectively got the high performance computer and the optimization toolkit. That's where the money is, if you like. That's where the power is. All we do is we configure that and convert it into, in crude terms, noughts and ones, and solves it. Very customizable. We're very experienced in that because when we've been working in crew worlds, airline crew worlds, every airline has a different rule set.
Right, that's true. Thank you.
That's another question, I think. Want to comment?
Hello, Stephen.
Yes.
Yeah, I would like also to know if you have any other product besides network optimization, tail assignment, and crew scheduling. If you have any, for example, for aircraft and gate assignment.
No, but only because not because we don't think we can solve it, only because we build. So we're quite conservative as a company. Actually, we like to build, get something right, then move on. So anything where we think there is optimization will work in aviation, we're happy to look at. So we are interested to explore that with with anyone. So it's just a case of we like to build something and get it right, then move on, rather than to build 20 products and not get them all right. But yeah, so we would be interested. Things like that are on our long-term roadmap, and we're happy to adjust the roadmap if we've got co-development parties available.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. Okay, so we are like on time. Thank you so much, Stephen. And let's keep in touch, okay? And have a great day.
Thank you very much. You too. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Ok. Próximo pitch da ZestIOT.
Hello, hi everyone. Hi,
Hello.
good afternoon. Hi,
Good
good
afternoon.
afternoon.
What's your name?
Okay, you can call me Ashish. It's a
Ashish.
short form.
Okay.
Ashish. Yes.
Okay, Ashish. Thank you and welcome. Feel free
Thank
to
you.
start when you want. Okay.
Okay. Is that okay if I share some like presentations here?
Yes.
Okay. So hi everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Ashish, and I am from ZestIOT. Technologies. We connect people, places, assets, operations, and deliver different values for different, let's say, industries across the globe. And we recently participated this data-driven airport, where I'm going to share with you that first-in-kind innovative solutions which transform the passenger boarding experience. Let me take you through the journey. That whenever the passenger enters the airport, they are always anxious about the boarding status. And they always thought of like, will I miss the flight? And airport, they're always thinking about that, how to increase my revenues. And do I need to implement any technologies? And what technology I need to implement to improve the passenger experiences? And here it comes that if we have innovative solutions where this live boarding digital twin, if we can give in passenger hand and let passenger to decide that what they are going to do their additional time. I also want to share with you one more example that when I, let's say, travel to any of the airport, there are always that I'm a smoker. So there are always like, I always look for a smoking zone. And I'm always worried about that, whether do I have time to take the boarding or can I take a one sip of coffee and one stick and can I go to the boarding gate and all. So if, let's say, passenger have this kind of powerful content where on the go inside that airport and check that real-time view of the boarding experience and think about that, what they can do. And also we know that passengers are very smart. And with that, these solutions, how, let's say, this can be also implemented. It can be implemented at any of the locations where you have a fixed display. There are multiple displays. You have lounges also. And also the airport, let's say the mobile app, where it can be accessed through airport Wi-Fi. It can be accessed through the internet and all those things. And the benefit, what it can, let's say, derive from here, that if the passenger have additional 5 to 20 minutes to check that my boarding is still in progress, I have another 5 to 20 minutes. It's not only reduce anxiety, it's also help passenger on the shopping, and then they can buy duty-free shops and all. And together with this idea, we also want to, let's say, partner with airport as well as the partner of Portugal airports to offer this unique content and experience to the passenger, and also help improve the airport non-aero revenues for airports as well as the partner ecosystem. And with this also the content, the concessionaires, they can do the advertisement. They can also do the contextual personalized advertisement for different passengers. So that kind of disruption it can bring with this technology and the content. And with that also there are operational insights, what we are also providing to the airport, which is live count of the passengers, live bags count. And not only that, this technology also can help you to get the baggage sizes and compare that based on the aircraft type, whether it fits to the cabins or not. And also help you to, let's say, predict the boarding gate closure, which is completely, let's say, the operational insights it will also provide. And with that, this is also, let's say, the scalable to the airports, gates, multiple terminals, and also it is innovative and also leverage cross-sell opportunities. It will have this immersive view you can implement at the shops, restaurant, and the lounges, and where passengers have more gathering. They spend more time at that airport and give them the technology to, let's say, decide their own that how they are going to use this opportunity to go and buy something, to go and spend at the enjoy the airport experiences. And with that, the security and the GDPR compliances, we also follow it here in our solutions, where masking of the entire people, then it will also have a session timeout limit, then we encrypt the entire data throughout different network and all. And also there are multiple security layers which also been implemented here. And this solution, what I'm presenting to you also, this already we also implementing in ADR, your Fiumicino Airport, which is live now, and they are also, let's say, upgrading this to the next level. And also the implementation side, there are, let's say, the 6 weeks where this solution can be implemented with the existing boarding gate view cameras, and you can find out the value.
Ashish, sorry, I need to interrupt you. We are on time. But okay, you can clarify further questions, okay, with this information that is missing. Okay, so we have already a hand raised from Frederico.
Okay. Hi, Zenasys. On arrival, do you think you can? On arrival, do you think you could consider to put baggage information available to the passengers?
Okay, this baggage information you are talking about the check-in baggage, or it is like a cabin baggage?
Actually, we could think on both sides, arrival and departure. We could have the departure information, just like your bags is already loaded in the aircraft, or unloaded at the arrival hall.
That information is possible to integrate, because there are the solutions when passenger will, let's say, use this technology, they need to scan the boarding pass and all those things and get it in a mobile. So with that, the boarding pass scanning, yes, the baggage information can be integrated once it is offloaded, and whether it came to the arrival belt or not, and whether it is, let's say, for departure flight, whether it is uplifted to the aircraft and all. Yes, that can be possible.
Do you have this application going live on some airport?
Yes, ADR Fiumicino Airport, it is going live. It is already live there. So they have started the passenger trial, recently this week.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, any further questions? Okay, if not, you can use this time to make any clarification you wish.
Okay.
Ashish.
So these solutions, let's say in this engagement, that how it can be, let's say, evaluated, and what are the criteria you're currently, let's say, airport and let's say judges they are following now.
Okay. Okay, so if there is no any further question, I think we are okay. So just a quick reminder that further questions may arise. So if they arise, we go back to you, okay? Thank you for your time, Ashish. Thank you, and have a great day.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we need to leave.
Ok, então podemos agora fazer um intervalo. Ia sugerir então voltarmos aqui às 4h30 para mantermos aqui os horários. Parece que nós conseguimos de alguma forma, não sei como, antecipar aqui o horário. Portanto, podemos fazer aqui um intervalo um bocadinho mais longo. Voltamos então às 4h30, ok? Entretanto, como temos um intervalo mais longo, não sei se tem aqui alguma questão para mim que gostassem de esclarecer, se tiverem então à vontade. Se não, sim? Ouvi aqui algum microfone ou foi impressão minha? Se calhar foi impressão minha.
Eu tenho uma
Rita.
questão.
Sim, sim, sim.
Só porque eu entrei
Mais tarde.
agora, né, neste projeto e não sei se já estão agendadas todas as reuniões. No início, aquela apresentação tem ali algumas datas no futuro e queria só perceber se já estão agendadas. Eu acho que não estão ainda no meu calendário.
Ok, vamos fazer então chegar, sim. O que é que está certo? Então, de datas, posso já agora partilhar. Não sei se teve a oportunidade de ver aquela primeira introdução que fiz no início.
Vi, sim, vi que havia umas datas em abril, não é? As próximas é 10 e 11 de abril, se não me
Exatamente.
engano.
Portanto, estas aqui estão fechadas, 10 e 11 de abril, portanto, será o evento presencial na ANA. E, portanto, aqui também o dia 15 de maio, o Showcase Day. A próxima reunião será entre parceiros, que a data ainda estará aqui por definir. Ok? Portanto, teremos novidades também aqui em breve. Mas estas, aliás, isso até fica do meu lado e eu vou já fazer isso. Eu tenho aqui o seu e-mail, não é? Portanto,
Sim,
eu acho que
sim.
vou fazer aqui já esse convite. Ok,
Ok,
Rita? Obrigada
está bem.
também pelo
Perfeito.
esclarecimento. Tá.
Claro que sim. Obrigada eu.
Obrigada.
Até já então.
Tá, até já, então.
Desculpa, Rita, se puderes parar de partilhar o ecrã, posso ligar a música.
Desculpa, tá feito.
Boa.
but I need to go. I want to be the best for you, but I just don't know what to do. 'Cause baby, yes, I've cried for you. The time that we have spent together, riding through this English weather. And as the pressure builds, so does the tension between you and me. Time has gone so fast, watching the leaves fall from our tree. And baby, I just want you to know I still love you, love you, love you, love you, love you. don't have to be that cool. Just when I met you, a couple cuts later, now you're acting like a damn fool, and like a damn fool. So ungrateful, I sit you at my table, now you're hogging all the damn food. It's so good, the blame is on you. There's no need to act like you still going to school and breaking all the rules. I'll take you back to class when I say you had your back in the beginning. That's right. When did you get so good? I was here before you, don't forget it. Please. Tell me, when did you get so cool? You don't have to be that cool. Just when I met you, a couple cuts later, now you're acting like a damn fool, and like a damn fool. So ungrateful, I sit you at my table, now you're hogging all the damn food. It's so good, the blame is on you. There's no need to act like you still going to school and breaking all the rules. I'll take you back to class when I say jump off my dick for a minute. Yeah, you can't copy and paste that shit. Baby, when did you get so cool? I don't know. Yeah, I was here before you, don't forget it. I was here before you, babe. Tell me, when did you get so cool? So cool. When did you get so cool? 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 Yeah, you know.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Rita. It's doing the echo. There.
Alô, alô a todos. Conseguem ouvir-me? Sim, boa. Bom, espero que tenham tido aqui uma boa pausa, aqui com baterias carregadas. Vamos então aqui para o nosso último batch, para as nossas últimas 5 startups. E espero que tenham aqui energia para estas últimas 5. Vamos então aqui dar início com o Malcolm, da Meander Holdings. Quando nós estivemos aqui a fazer a seleção, aqueles parceiros que nos pareceram mais logo evidentes de potencial aqui interesse foi a Tapa Six e a Global Blue. Mas deixo aqui também o desafio para haver aqui a criatividade, caso achem pertinente adaptar também aqui aos vossos desafios. Portanto, acho que podemos dar aqui início. João, podemos deixar entrar aqui o Malcolm.
Já cá está, Rita. Força.
Boa. Welcome, Malcolm.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me, everyone.
Yeah, sure. Thank you for your time. Feel free to start when you want.
Okay, well, good evening, everyone. Hopefully you had a good break. Thank you for having me today, and I can't wait to talk to you about Meander. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and get started. Okay, can everyone see everything okay?
Yes.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm Malcolm, and I am the co-founder of Meander. And we believe the most important part of any trip is the journey to and from the destination. And why? That's because that's the opportunity for the most things to actually go wrong. And when things do go wrong, what happens is travelers just complain on Twitter and on social media. And none of that feedback ever gets back to the travel organization. How do we try to get feedback today? Email surveys, right? I know everyone's seen one of these, but the problem is they don't actually work, and it doesn't really improve the in-airport experience. That's because most travelers kind of ignore these, or they only answer them when they're really mad. And so the data we get back from these it's not that much data, but the data we do get back is very skewed. And so the Meander platform changes that. We issue short one-question micro surveys to travelers throughout their journey, allowing travel companies to be proactive and not reactive in how they identify friction points, which really helps improve the passenger flow. So let's see how this works. First, you'll start by logging into our platform and entering a question. You can choose a question type. Right here, I'm just very quickly choosing multiple choice and setting it to pre-boarding. Then we'll set some targets, and I want to set a geofence. So right here, I'm going to focus on the Lisbon airport here. At the McDonald's, because I like fast food. And so you can see the preview. And on the customer side, they're just going about their normal journey. And as they walk by this McDonald's, they'll get a push notification with the question. They'll then answer the question, and they'll immediately be rewarded with some gift card. And so what we do is we incentivize and gamify the survey collection process. We take care of the reward, so that's not something that TAP would take care of, or any airline would take care of, or airport. We take care of the rewards, and we also allow the integration of proprietary reward systems into the product. And we ran a beta with a couple thousand passengers last year, and it works. Over 60% of travelers preferred our surveys and answered our surveys over the post-trip email surveys. So the response rates are outstanding. To make all this happen from a technical standpoint, we have the Meander API and the Meander SDK and that Meander dashboard that you just saw for entering questions. But by far the easiest integration is using our SDK into your mobile product. You can integrate Meander with just 7 lines of code. After that, we take care of all the geolocation, the rewards, and you just tell us what questions you want answered. And we've got huge plans. In February, we introduced the survey previews for creating the surveys. And in March, we're going to be localizing the product, adding Spanish, French, and Portuguese. And in April, we're super excited. We're going to release our web SDK, which allows Meander to work without any mobile application. It's going to work on a QR code system where we'll still use geolocation and the passengers will still get rewards, but there's no app needed at all. And right now, our competition is mainly focused on email, right? Meander is doing real time, and we're the only option right now for rewarding, all packaged into the product in one. So that makes our solution quite unique. And we've got some really high-level partners, Kiwi, Duffel, Uplift, that all help shape Meander as a product with their feedback. And we got an amazing, diverse crew all over the world. A crew of 16 right now, and we continue to grow. And we've also raised some funding. So we have the means to do integrations on site. We were also featured at the World Aviation Festival in Amsterdam this past year. And I think I'm at my 4 minutes, so I'm going to pause for any questions. I thank you guys for listening.
Thank you, Malcolm. Great pitch and great timing. Thank you. Okay, so questions for Malcolm.
I have one. Thank you, Malcolm, for the pitch. I'm not sure I fully get it. The example you gave when going to McDonald's, how exactly the push notification works?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, the video is very, very fast, so excuse me. But how it works is once you set up the question in our dashboard, you could actually set a geofence. So really just a location of where you want the passenger to be when the question is delivered. Once you set that geofence, in my video, I just chose McDonald's. And so once you set the geofence and the passenger passes by the McDonald's and enters that geofence, the question is then delivered to their mobile device via push notification.
Yeah, but how you can have the opt-in to send a push notification? I'm missing that.
Very good question. So to integrate our technology into your product, you need to use our API or SDK. So it's a bit of code you add to your app. And once that code is added, our product is kind of white labeled and lives within, the airport or the airline's app. So we're not a standalone product. We're just a piece of technology that lives within another product. And so they're delivered in that way. So you would have to ask for location, permission, and that sort of thing.
This could work with our app, then we set the geo reference and this. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you, Knaq. Thank you for the question. Okay, help me. I think it was Diogo or Rita first. Not sure.
Okay, I can ask. Hello, Malcolm.
Hello.
I have 2 questions. The first one, if you have already integrated the solution in any airline. And the second one is regarding the number of responses, if it has increased or not, because you mentioned that clients prefer to use these surveys to the regular ones, but did the percentage of responses increased?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a very good question. So yes, so we saw, so as far as our beta, we built our own application for flight booking. I know that's a lot of work, but we built the whole flight booking product because we wanted to test the technology before we integrated it live with an airline or an airport. And so what we did was we offered 2 ways for them to answer the trip surveys. We did email surveys and we did the real-time reward surveys. And we saw 60% of the users preferred and answered and completed our surveys on the reward side, whereas 15% did email surveys. Now, the 15% is quite generous. The overall percentage of email surveys, especially for travel, is much lower than that. So right now we're looking for our first airline pilot to deploy our solution. We've tested it right now with our standalone app that's on the App Store and the Play Store right now.
Thank you.
Thank you, Diogo. Okay, Rita. Rita?
Hey, Malcolm. Yeah, sorry, I was unmuting myself. Thank you for the presentation. I have a question, so regarding the tool itself. So if I'm not sure if Anna has an app right now. I think it does, but most clients just simply install the airline app instead of the airport app. If I had the airline app, you could integrate it, right? You could integrate it with anything, right? And if I authorize the use of my location, then you know that I've passed McDonald's, and we could select anything, but McDonald's is a good location because they have already passed through a lot of different checkpoints, and you would activate my notification, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Yeah, then my other question was already answered, so that's it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so location is just one of the ways that we can deliver. We can also schedule based on flight times or arrivals or boarding. The location is just the one that looks cool in the presentation, but there's many different ways to deploy the surveys. And as I talked about in our roadmap, pretty soon we won't need the app access at all. We'll have a web SDK where you can print out QR codes and set them up around the airport or around the cabin, and they could scan and get rewarded the same way. So right now we're doing app integrations, but pretty soon we can do web as well, mobile web.
I think that's gonna work better. Actually, knowing the airport and knowing the people, and you can actually do them before entering the food court, and they could have the discounts before. So that would be nice. Thank you.
Yeah. How that works is we still use geofence because we don't want someone to take the QR code, share it on Twitter, and then people at home are, getting the rewards and answering the questions. So you still have to be within the geofence on mobile web to answer the question.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for, so I know that Goretti and Magda, you have your hand raised. So what I would ask you, because we are on time, is to keep the questions and we intro them to he, okay? To him. Sorry. Okay, we go, and I would like to thank you, Malcolm, for your time. Let's keep here in touch and have a great day.
Yes, thank you all for your time. I wish I could have got to all the questions, but thank you for your time.
Yeah, we'll get them to you, okay? Don't worry.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, let me leave the room.
Okay, moving forward. So now we have Diogo from LUGGit.
He is entering the room right now.
Okay, great.
Hey, good afternoon.
Olá, Diogo.
Olá.
Boa tarde. Tudo bem?
Tudo bem.
Bem-vindo, obrigada pelo tempo. Apesar de sermos aqui todos portugueses, vamos manter aqui a coerência e fazer aqui o pitch também aqui em inglês. Sente-te à vontade quando quiseres começar.
Ok, então, deixa-me só aqui. Vamos ver, certamente, acredito eu.
Sim.
Certo?
Sim.
Ok.
Só
Então,
ainda não está informado. Agora já está.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for the pleasure to be here to present you LUGGit. So my name is Diogo Correia. I'm co-founder and CEO of LUGGit. And for the past 5 years, we have been solving this problem. So when travelers check out from their hotel in the morning and their flight is only at the end of the day, they don't know what to do with their luggage. So they can go to the luggage storage or they can leave the luggage in the hotel, but it's not comfortable and this is not a personalized service. So from the past 5 years, we've developed a solution where anyone can request a keeper, one of our drivers, in real time to collect their luggage, store for as long as they want. It can be 1 day or multiple days, and delivery at the destination at the time that the traveler chooses. Okay, but this was not enough. So in the past 2 years, we have been developing a solution that goes beyond. Okay. Last year, we have made more than 200K in revenue. We had more than 10K of customers till today. And we have right now more than 2,000 reviews where our service is quoted, reviewed in 4.9 stars out of 5. Okay, so security and confidence, it's really our main core. And right now, we have been developing for the past 2 years in R&D projects a new solution or an extendable solution where passengers can upgrade their experience, airports can optimize their airport operations, and airlines can improve the check-in time and the space in the aircraft. How do we do this? Basically, people can select an option for us to not just pick up the luggage, but also do the check-in of the luggage itself. So this person has basically requested a service of luggage where we can check in the luggage for this person. So Peter is now getting to the location of the traveler, and will basically scan the boarding pass and understand if everything is correctly in terms of the personal data. Then we'll scan the boarding pass, where basically we'll print his label tag, where, as you know, is the standard procedure in the counter of the airline, where we can register each piece of luggage. Okay? So basically, till now, we have been collecting the luggage at the door or at the auto of the guest and delivering at the door of the airport. In this case, what we have been developing is a solution where we will check in the luggage on behalf of the customer. So it is our keeper that will deliver directly the luggage to the airline. So the customer, or in this case, doesn't need to go like 2 or 3 hours prior to the check-in. We don't need, or the airport doesn't need so many counters for the check-in also. And basically, everything is optimized in terms of space of the aircraft and the time for the check-in. So this is basically the solution that we have been developing. And right now, what we have is really the mobile app to make this work. We have also for the airlines, the service basically where they can follow up each service, and for the keepers, the mobile app where they can, of course, provide the service. So we validate the passport, we verify the flight tickets, we have the integration also with Amadeus or whatever it is used by the airline. We wait and seal each piece of luggage to guarantee that it is on the standard of the airline. Our journey so far. So we launched 5 years ago our LUGGit. Right now we are in Lisbon, Porto, Barcelona. We've raised our first round with Portugal Ventures. Right now, in the past November, we've raised 1.8 million with JED Ventures, Caixa Capital, and Portugal Ventures to expand our operations to Europe. So we'll basically set our operations. Right now, we set in Malaga, in Prague already this year. Right now, we are going to Florence, Athens, Budapest, Rome, and Valencia, okay, in the following months. This is the team that is behind all of this. We are basically organized in 3 departments, and we are already 22 people. And our goal basically with this program is to pilot our solution with TAP or any other, of course, airline, but we wanted to go with TAP, and also to have the approval of our safety and security procedures by Knaq and Anya.
Diogo, great pitch. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Great presentation. Okay, so questions. Sylvia.
Hi, Diogo.
Hi.
So we know that there is a lot of resistance from people to separate from their luggage. So how do you convince them to do it?
basically, as I said, last year we already had 200,000 euros in revenue. So we already are convincing people. How do we do it? It's basically based on our reviews as well. We have more than 2,000 reviews on Trustpilot, and people in 97% of the cases, they give 5-star to our service. So it's a matter of confidence that we have been gaining. And right now it's not a matter, people doesn't ask anymore about the security and safety of the luggage. It's more about if it will be delayed or not at the end. It's not because they already they are confident that we'll basically deliver safety securely the luggage at the end.
And what is the procedure if the
Sorry, I think you are mute.
Sorry. What is the procedure if the person doesn't appear at the airport to get the plane and the luggage has to come out? What will be the luggage will be delivered in the pickup point?
The luggage will be delivered in the pickup point by our keeper, and yeah, depends of course if the person enters the airport and does the passes the control and so on. We have that of course are in our terms and conditions, so everything can be discussed as well in terms of operations.
Thank you, Sylvia. Magda.
Hello, thank you for your pitch. I just want to understand, or to confirm, you check in the luggage or not?
Yes, so we check in the luggage on behalf of the customer, right? So,
but in Portugal, you already
in Portugal. No, we don't do it. We have developed the solution, and now we want to pilot and to basically set up basically the operations. We thought of Lisbon, and our safety protocol and so on is already being reviewed by TAP and Knaq as well.
Yes, because we have an issue with Knaq. They have to authorize it first. That's my question.
I understand it. We thought of this program could be also something that could facilitate and of course speed up things on that case.
Of course, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the question, Magda. Okay, I think it's Rita.
Hi, Diogo. Thank you. Two questions. So you integrate, I missed the beginning. I'm not sure if you presented that, but you integrate with the airlines, the airport. Where do you integrate with? Or you have a separate app?
No, this is our app. This is our app basically, okay? You can download the app and request a service of LUGGit of requesting, for example, in the hotel and delivering at the entrance of the airport. What we have been developing is the check-in part, and right now we want to pilot this with all of you, basically.
Okay, so I can do my check-in with you. That's the goal.
You can do the check. You do the check-in with the airline, okay? You personal, okay? But then the luggage check-in, the people don't need to go to the counter of the airline. We can print the luggage label, basically, by scanning the boarding pass of this person, okay? So our driver will basically do the procedure that anyone does, or the operator does in the counter of the airline, okay? So instead of being the agent of the airline, it's our driver.
Okay, so when I check in, if it asks, because I know that some of them ask if I have luggage, and if I say yes, they don't let me do the check-in online. I know
you will do the check-in online, but in terms of delivering the luggage, so checking the luggage, we can do it. In terms of your personal check-in, you will still need to do it because we can't do only the check-in of the luggage after you do your check-in, because we need your boarding pass to scan it and have the information of the luggage that you have.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
Okay, we still have some seconds, Artur.
Yeah, it's a very fast question. And Diogo, you mentioned that you had the process ongoing already with TAP and Knaq. Was that it?
Ongoing, yes. We have sent them this safety and security procedure, okay, to be reviewed, okay. So
and currently is in process of reviewing.
Exactly.
But your idea with this program was to launch a pilot without an answer from that request. Was that it? Or kind of to accelerate, or kind of
to accelerate things and to understand
okay.
what is blocking or not, and how can we speed up things and put this pilot. Because even if it is just to understand the operation side, we can pilot and understand what is missing or not. So it's basically the goal of this.
Clear.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Clear. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the questions. Really relevant. Thank you, Diogo, for your time.
You're welcome.
Okay, let's keep in touch. Have a great day. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
For your time. Thank you. Okay. Moving forward, we have Sensefinity with Orlando.
Oh,
hello.
hi.
Hello. Welcome. Welcome, Orlando and Tiago.
Exactly, right.
Ok, são portugueses.
Sim.
Boa. Apesar de sermos aqui todos portugueses, vamos para manter aqui a coerência. Aconselhava aqui a fazer o pitch em inglês e primeiro dizer bem-vindos e obrigada pelo vosso tempo. Força, comecem quando quiserem.
Ok, vou só aqui a partilhar. Eu sou Orlando e o Tiago é meu colega. So I'm Orlando and Tiago. We are co-founders of Sensefinity. And at Sensefinity, we are creating systems which create visibility for the connected world. Now, in terms of what we are proposing here for the Journey program, we are looking into how we can really explore the usage of our already developed assets, which are sensor technology, IoT, with global communications, cloud environments, and applications on top of the cloud, where we can apply then machine learning, AI algorithms, and other things like, for instance, blockchain. So within the Journey program, we believe that we can help the Journey program with these two challenges: the APU monitoring and the minimization of the usage of assets and number of vehicles to assist the airplanes. Now, the way how we can help here is by using our IT systems as well as our sensors to detect the wrong usage of the APUs when they are turned on too early, when they are turned off too late. If we can help reduce delays, we can help with the locating of these assets to optimize the arrival time of these assets to the airplanes, for instance, to monitor in real time the energy consumption. We do this by using our sensors so that we can retrofit equipment and assets which are used during daily operations, and we can send real-time notifications, but also create then business intelligence reports and dashboards which can be used to optimize and supervise the daily operations. So, for instance, of baggage cards, the usage of them within the entire airport area, where the cards are left, how many are being used, which compositions are currently on the tarmac. The same with the catering vehicles, the passenger boarding stairs, the fuel tanks. We can also create historical data in terms of where these vehicles have last been seen. We can create, for instance, also some rules based on how many vehicles are around one tarmac position, if there are the right amount of vehicles, the right type of vehicles, so that we can ensure that everything is in place to optimize the time which is being used to dispatch an aircraft. This is a showcase of our cloud platform. We have geographical data, we have intelligence data, like, for instance, location, where we use the data that we gather in order to create dashboards and showcase this to to the customer. We can, for instance, generate different geofences, for instance, for different hangars, different positions, different positions on the tarmac can be signaled as well. Historical data where you can build all types of reports on top of that. We have a reporting engine for that. And more advanced analysis, like for instance, underutilized assets, so that you understand if you have enough assets or too many assets, so that you also can optimize your fleet, for instance, of containers. And all this can happen in real time, can be, for instance, also crossed with data coming from air traffic control with other sensors as well. And this is an example of notifications. Our team comes mostly from Nokia and Siemens, and we created this startup, Sensefinity, really to create the capability of bringing our customers real-time intelligence so that we can help reduce CO2 footprint as well as have an impact. Thank you.
Thank you, Orlando. Thank you, and Tiago, for the pitch. Okay, so questions. We have Frederico.
Hi, hello, Tiago. Thank you for your pitch. Your solution is an in-house and tarmac solution, or only for tarmac?
No, it's in-house and tarmac. You can use it indoor and outdoor. You can have location in both locations, communications as well.
And are you now operating in some site, or it's a startup?
We are operating in ports, not airports, but ports, logistic hubs, and fleet logistics as well.
All right. And how does it work? Is it battery operated or sun operated? How do you manage to?
So the hardware that we created can be operated using batteries, or can be operated using an internal battery, and then energy can be provided to it via an USB port, so you can recharge it in online operations as well.
And how long does it goes fully charged?
So fully charged, it will depend always on the use case and on the reporting period. Mm-hmm. So we had customers which wanted to have 5 years battery lifetime. For instance, shipping containers in maritime environment, they want 5 years. So we have a solution for 5 years. This is the solution for the maritime containers, which is installed directly to the container. Then you can have up to 3 years with this kind of sensor, with less reporting capabilities. Or you can have more frequent communications, but then also the battery will be slower. Or you can, if we can provide a bigger encasing, we can have also bigger batteries to take care into that. We designed the hardware. That means that we can adapt to the requirements of the specific use case. So we can increase the battery lifetime, as well as provide the encasing which best fit the asset where you can where you want to attach it to.
Thank you.
Thank you, Frederico. Thank you for the question. Now we have Bruno from Anna.
Hi, Orlando. Hi, Thiago. Just a fast question. What's the technology used for tracking, for example, GPS, Bluetooth?
Our system uses GPS for outdoor and Bluetooth triangulation for indoor location. So we use Bluetooth and GPS at the same time.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Bruno. Okay, any further questions? All clear. So we have 2 minutes approximately. If you don't have any further questions, I would like to just say to Orlando and Tiago, would you like to make any kind of clarification that you see relevant, and also to highlight here that if our partners they have any question, we can intro those questions to you, okay, after this session.
Yes, so we are here in Campo Grande, so we are about 5 minutes from the airport. So we would be very happy to be able to meet and to look into the possibilities on how we can help with sensing the different assets and how we can use our technology to improve the CO2 footprint of the current use case. So if there is the need for it, and if you want to book an appointment, we would be more than happy to join you in the airport and to go through the different use cases and how we can be helpful.
Thank you, Tiago and Orlando. Thank you. We have Diogo from TAP.
Yeah, hello. I have a question. So this is a software that we can use on computers, but is there any option to have this on a mobile device, for example?
Yes, we have Android applications. Our bet we didn't showcase it, but we have it running currently on Android, and we plan to have it in the next 6 weeks also on iOS, but currently on Android. And our customers are using Android phones and tablets.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Just one more question.
Yeah.
Can I? For Bluetooth tracking, you use beacons or use, for example, devices on the proximity?
We use both. So we design hardware and software as well. That means that we can use beacons. These beacons can be third-party beacons or can be our beacons. And we can also use proximity. For instance, we had a case in a factory in Braga where they wanted to use the proximity to have a very good indication of the location of the person, a very, very near location of the person. And for that, they use proximity.
Thank you.
Thank you for the questions. So we are on time. Thank you, Tiago and Orlando, for your time. Let's keep in touch. That's my invitation to you. And thank you so much. Okay. Have a great day.
Thank you. Same to you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. So next, we have Sandra from SEaB Energy. Sandra? Sandra? No.
Okay, sorry. So sorry. It wasn't unmuting, so apologies for that.
Welcome, Sandra. Welcome, and feel free to start when you want.
Okay, perfect. Let me share my screen. So give me 1 second. Share. Hopefully you can see the correct screen.
Yeah, perfect.
Fantastic. Okay, so my name is Sandra Sasso, and I am the co-founder and CEO of SEaB Power, and we're based in the UK. And I'm here to talk to you about waste management and renewable energy and water for the airport and also the city of Lisbon. So we can reduce your energy consumption from fossil fuels and recover the waste, the water from the waste that you have on site, and help reduce the airport's carbon emissions in the process. We'd like to see you achieve your SBTi 2030 targets for the site and also for Lisbon as a city. So generally, all corporates are focused on reducing scope 1, 2, and 3 emissions by diverting waste from landfill, converting it on site to eliminate transport emissions, recapture water and fertilizer for use, and creating and using renewable energy. You can really achieve those targets. So SEaB has designed a food waste recycling solution which recaptures energy, water, and fertilizer from the waste. It uses a microbial process. It's fully enclosed in shipping containers, which helps to eliminate any odors, and it creates a net positive source of renewable energy for the site while eliminating the emissions associated with the waste. The reporting module provides you with an improved format that works for your sustainability reporting requirements that are part of the EU directive. So the system is modular to allow for specific amounts of waste to be handled. It's integrated with waste pre-processing, anaerobic digestion, and energy generation. It's factory built and delivered to site ready to use, and with interlocking containers. It's remotely monitored and managed and provides full access to sustainability data through its dashboard analytics and cloud data capture and reporting. The system can take most types of organic waste, from liquid to solid, from high calorie to low calorie, and the amount of energy that you'll create will depend on the type of waste that you put in. FlexiBuster is really key to a resilient circular waste management in airports and cities. It's been designed into a US airport already, and we're working with a Belgian city to lower their emissions. So for every 365 tons of waste loaded into the system, you can produce 121 megawatt hours of electricity per year, and you can recover 252 cubic meters of gray water. It's plug-and-play installation. It can be installed and working within a few days, and it efficiently converts 91% of the organic material into energy. The smallest system will offset around 137 tons of CO2 per year, and we would expect the airport to have at least 365 tons of organic waste. The savings would extend to the 20-year life of the system. So for example, after 20 years, you could have a 16 million euro additional bottom line revenue by handling your own waste in a more sustainable way through a combination of offset savings and new incomes. This would, of course, depend on the type of waste that you have and the amount of energy that you're able to generate. So the site requirements are straightforward. You have a hard level standing, 1 meter exclusion zone, electricity, drainage, and a 3-phase electric requirement. The system configurations accommodate between 1 and 5 tons of waste being processed per day. And we have met safety requirements in public settings like a hospital, a building in New York City where we're inside the building, and behind a hypermarket in Portugal. Our state-of-the-art control system has a data architecture that allows for integration to your current building management systems and provides you with the required sustainability data to meet corporate sustainability reporting directive requirements. We tailor our reports to operations in line with the Paris Accord, EU taxonomy, and CSRD foundational, focusing on scope 1, 2, 3, and 4, which are the avoided emissions. And then finally, we have all the certifications necessary to meet stringent health and safety requirements on an airport site or in a city urban environment. And those have been externally validated by TÜV and DECRA. To conclude, we can help you make your landfill diversion targets, reduce your carbon footprint, comply with your corporate sustainability reporting directive to achieve ISO 14001 and 14067, and recover water from the waste for reuse on site, as food waste is 80% water. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Sandra. Thank you for your pitch. Great presentation. Okay, so let's move on to the Q&A. Questions? Okay, we have Jorge from Anna.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra, for your presentation. What would be the minimal footprint to install a system like this? Because it can be a little misleading because I don't know if we are talking only of one container, but I've seen that maybe there are several. Can you explain a little bit better?
Yes, absolutely. So you're absolutely right. It is more than one container because of the modularity. Our smallest system is 2 containers, and then it will go up from there to 7 or 8 containers, depending on the amount of waste. Each digester takes 1 ton of waste per day. So you would have 1 ton per, one digester per ton. But in addition to a digester, you would always have what we call our mouth unit, our command module, and our gas module, which are 3 separate containers. So the minimum, on the smallest system, some of those are combined into 1 container, but typically the 1-ton system would start with 4 containers being delivered to site. They can be stacked to reduce the footprint, but they are 20-foot shipping containers with a 1-meter exclusion zone around the perimeter of the containers.
Okay. And in terms of utilization or in terms of energy utilization, so you would need an additional container probably for the electricity production, or how does this work?
Yes, so typically we deliver the systems with a CHP unit, so a combined heat and power unit. Depending on the size of that unit, it can range from being a small appliance to being a full shipping container size.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, any further questions? Okay, if we don't have any further questions, Sandra, feel free to use this time if you would like to make any kind of clarification. And just want to highlight here that another questions may arise from our partners. So if it happens, we can introduce those questions to you, okay?
Sure. So maybe what I can clarify is we are working currently with an airport in the United States. They have found that the footprint of the technology is well within the area that they have available in their loading dock part of the airport. And it will be taking the concession waste and converting it back into energy and then water for the landscaping. In addition to that, we're working with several cities, one in Europe and also in Australia and the United States, where there is a center city collection process happening using bicycle to minimize transport emissions, and taking the waste to distributed locations rather than having trucks come into the city center to collect organic waste from the restaurant concessions that exist in the city center. So we're seeing a change from centralized solutions down to decentralized in order to meet the Paris Agreement targets and to minimize emissions and also change the urban environments. So large corporations like airports are typically suited to process their own waste because there is a substantial amount of it being produced on site, which can then be suitably converted into usable energy while you recapture the water. Maybe Sean, I don't know, Sean is with me here from our, who's head of sales. Sean, is there anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, it's the main thing is that we're race to zero emissions. So huge benefit for carbon credits, moving the needle on scope 1, 2, and 3. Your scope 3 emissions are the hardest. So in your supply chain, in your partners, in your supply chain partner playbook, you could have the SEaB Energy platform as a recommendation to your partners, and that would influence your scope 3 emissions as well. If they were to adopt this platform, that would help you move the needle towards your goals for zero emissions. We're also very creative on power purchase agreements, a very nice concession arrangement, joint ventures, revenue sharing. I know that some of the corporates involved in this would appreciate the flexibility we have with CapEx, OpEx, and power purchase agreements, revenue sharing, et cetera. So it can be very lucrative. The platform lasts for 20 years.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for your clarifications. I bet that were relevant to help our partners to make their decisions. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. I invite you to keep in touch and have a great day.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. So right now we are going to our last startup of this online pitch. So last of the lasts. And we have Portuguese. We have Tiago Marques from Greenmetrics. Tiago, are you already in?
He's still entering. He should be here any second now.
Okay, great.
Hello.
Hello, Tiago.
Can you hear me well?
Sim, tudo bem. Sente-te
Tudo
à
bem.
vontade para começar quando quiseres.
Okay.
Ok? Em inglês,
Okay.
apesar de sermos portugueses.
Yes.
Vou ter aqui a coerência. Vamos.
Last presentation of the day. I hope you are still with
Yes.
some energy, but
Yes,
let's
we
see.
do. We do.
Tell me when you can see my screen, please.
Yes, we are able to
Okay.
do it.
So I will start. My name is Tiago Marques. I will talk a bit about resilience and adaptation for the tourism of tomorrow, or should I say for the tourism of today. Our planet today is already revealing the consequences of rising temperatures in the atmosphere and their impact on weather patterns. We've been suffering with extreme droughts in Portugal and Spain that threaten the security of water supply in several regions. And at the same time, all over the world, we have been seeing extremely concentrated rainfall events that are causing increasingly frequent flood with serious social and economic impacts. At Greenmetrics, we are developing innovative technology to mitigate 5 of the top 10 global risks for the next 10 years related to climate adaptation, extreme weather events, and biodiversity loss. We are directly accelerating the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals through the use of smart sensors and data analytics to collect climate data at scale, generating essential knowledge for taking concrete and effective adaptation measures. And we are doing this on 3 main verticals. On early flood detection with sensors to monitor the presence of water at the most critical areas in cities and detect floods even before they occur. On the efficient water usage by monitoring soil humidity levels to adapt irrigation to the specific needs of plants and reduce water consumption by 20 to 30%. And we're also monitoring endangered species to assess the impacts of climate change on animal behavior and accelerate conservation efforts. And although these are the already more mature solutions, we have other solutions ready for pilots that might interest you. So first of all, air quality monitoring to control the presence of exhaust gases, volatile particles and dust, sending alerts to take immediate action. Leakage detection to detect leaks in the first minutes of occurrence and alert teams to avoid more serious damage and wasteful use of water. And also improving resource efficiency by monitoring the electrical consumption of machinery, such as ground power units, real-time monitoring of the open-close status of doors and gates, or tracking asset location within an airport. We have several success cases to share. On early flood detection, we have operational systems with the civil protection authorities of 5 cities in Portugal, such as Lisbon, Porto, Oeiras, Lolé, and we have 5 other cities already confirmed for installation. We have had several successful detection events, such as in November last year, when a flood in a road tunnel in the center of Lisbon was solved in under 25 minutes, avoiding more extensive damage, and our system received public praise from President Carlos Moedas. On efficient water usage, we have pilots implemented in 5 of the top 10 ranked golf courses in Portugal to monitor the effects of irrigation on the soil and provide decision support metrics to avoid watering when the soil doesn't need it. And on wildlife tracking, in partnership with the Portuguese Nature Conservation Institute, we are contributing to the Iberian Lynx Conservation Program, and we already have 15 lynxes monitored with location sensors. Recently, we managed to get roadkill alerts integrated into the app Waze to warn drivers to reduce speed due to the proximity of an endangered animal. A bit about us, we are 3 former colleagues from mechanical engineering at Knaq. We are incubated at Startup Lisboa, and in the first year of operation, we had 12 pilots implemented and already an EBITDA of 30%. All of this without external investors. By 2024, we aim to quadruple the impact generated last year, with 20 cities with flood detection systems in operation, 500 million liters of water saved, and 100 animals of protected species being monitored. Our next challenges are to consolidate our operation in Portugal, start our business development efforts at European level, and we are already starting to plan our expansion into Brazil into 2025. To achieve our ambitious goals, we plan to double our team this year, and starting with the hiring of a business developer and a full stack developer in Q2. I hope that was interesting. Thank you very much for your attention, and I'm ready for your questions.
Thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much for your pitch, Tiago. Questions from our dear partners?
Let's see if I can see everyone. There are many squares.
It is down again. So I think you can go, Sylvia.
Okay, thank you. So, hi, Tiago.
Hi, Sylvia.
So, what kind of technology do you do you use to measure the consumes of the energy and all the consumes that you referred for the equipment, airport equipment?
So we use LoRaWAN based sensors. LoRaWAN is a data transmission technology for wide areas, so it's wide area network, and it has sensors that are very long lasting, so they are purposeful to place into difficult to access areas or in movement. The sensors that we are using with the cities for flood monitoring, they have a battery that lasts between 5 and 10 years in operation, with the interval that we have them working on, which is every 10 minutes. And we apply this technology for several ends. So each of these use cases, they are using the same type of data transmission. And then the technology that is used for measuring each specific metric depends case by sensor. So we can use water flow meters to measure the volumetric water flow in ducts. And we use also current meters to measure the energy consumption of equipments and so on.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sylvia, for the question. Okay. Any further question? Well, if not, what I advise you, Tiago, is to take advantage of this time if you want to clarify anything. And I just want here to highlight that if any other questions arise from our partners, we are more than glad to intro those questions to you, okay?
Perfect.
So,
I would just mention,
yeah.
Sorry, Rita. I would just mention then from the clusters of challenges that you've shared with us, the cluster that we are particularly, I think, more helpful would be on the third cluster, airport support activities, since we are already testing these air quality sensors to monitor air quality in cities. So this is perfectly suitable to monitor outdoor or indoor environments that I believe in airports or metro stations could be useful. And also I was interested by the APU monitoring as a priority because it's a big source of emissions, and I thought it could be useful also to measure ground power unit electrical consumption. So this is something that we are also able to do. So I thought I might share that too.
Okay, great. Great. Thank you also for the clarification. Okay, in terms of traction, do you want to highlight anything that you think that is relevant?
Yes, I highlighted it during the presentation, but I will reinforce that in 12 months of existence, we are already operating in 5 cities in Portugal. So Lisbon, Porto, Oeiras, Lolé, and Torres Novas with the Civil Protection Agency. And we have other 5 cities just expecting confirmation for installation in the first half of this year. This is on the flood monitoring solution. Then on the efficient water usage, we are working with 5 of the top 10 golf courses in systems that enable them to save water by measuring the soil humidity and adequating the irrigation schedule according to the specific needs of the soil.
Okay, great. Okay, so if there is no any further question, I would like to thank you for your time.
Thank you all.
It was a pleasure, and invite you to keep in touch, okay?
Of course.
So have a great evening.
Same to you.
Thank
After
you.
a long day.
Yes.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you, Tiago.
Tchau, tchau.
Tchau, tchau. Ok. Aos nossos parceiros, vou pedir para ficarem aqui uns minutinhos só para fecharmos. Espero que estamos ok, não é, João? Estamos ok de tempo e
Sim,
acho que não me
sim.
está a faltar nada, portanto.
Não, está tudo feito. Força.
Pronto, então, queria em primeiro lugar agradecer a todos aqui a vossa presença, a vossa atenção. Eu sei que é muito desafiante estar aqui com a máxima atenção com a todas as startups, mas dizer que também foi aqui um trabalho já nosso, BTI, antes BTI com a Ana em conjunto. Portanto, de alguma forma também já estamos orgulhosos com o resultado que aqui teve, o que aqui houve nestes 2 dias. Enfim, disponibilizar-me também para qualquer questão e mais uma vez salientar, houve ali alguns casos, não só hoje como ontem, em que para manter o tempo não foi possível dar antena a todas as pessoas, portanto, se isso for também aqui relevante e de certeza que será para tomar aqui as vossas decisões na avaliação das top 20, sintam-se à vontade para mandarem e-mail, ok? E pronto, e nós depois fazemos chegar também aqui essas questões às startups. Pronto, então vou só partilhar aqui também a apresentação, no fundo, para fazer aqui só um ponto de situação. Aliás, vou partilhar aqui, não é demais, e portanto ainda temos aqui uns minutinhos. Ok. Então, para partilhar aqui convosco o documento, se tiverem alguma dúvida do documento, portanto, no e-mail que eu vos enviei com o booklet vinha anexado, então, o documento Excel com a avaliação que é suposto darem aqui a cada startup, portanto, são 3 campos. Aqui o grande objetivo é excluir 10 destas 30. Portanto, aqui haver um foco positivo e como acho que foi a Sílvia que perguntou no início se era para ter em consideração a avaliação só para interesse de cada organização, se era para o grupo. E reforço novamente que é para o grupo, portanto, tendo em conta os desafios que foram aqui lançados, os clusters que todos também já temos aqui alinhados, tendo em conta todo este conhecimento de desafios comuns, quais é que são as startups que fazem aqui maior fit para o da Journey na edição aeroportos. Portanto, é esse o grande objetivo. Portanto, são 3 campos, é basicamente selecionarem qual é o que vos interessa, aquelas que querem excluir, as 10 que querem excluir e depois colocar também aqui à frente a justificação, se for pertinente. E pronto, são assim, acho que é simples, contudo, se houver alguma questão, não hesitem em contactar. Depois, só dizer
Rita, já
aqui
agora, eu
próximos
estava aqui com a
passos.
mão no ar, não sei se a Rita
Força.
está a ouvir
Eu não estava a ver.
Não há problema, é só uma questão porque tem a ver com esta questão das
Sim,
pontuações.
claro.
Ou há uma startup, eu lembrei-me desta por uma em concreto, que penso que é aquela que penso eu que estava vocacionada para a TAP, relativamente à gestão da crew e tudo isso. Eu penso que nós, do nosso lado, teremos alguma dificuldade em dizer o interesse. E poderá haver outras startups que poderão ter também essa dificuldade em algumas startups que estejam mais. Desculpem, que alguma dificuldade que outros parceiros poderão ter em avaliar o interesse de algumas startups que estejam muito direcionadas também para um outro parceiro. Nestes casos, será melhor não preencher essa avaliação quando não houver essa segurança, ou como é que sugerem fazer? Penso que isto é uma dúvida que também as outras pessoas também devem ter, os outros parceiros devem ter.
Aqui reforço um bocadinho aquilo que dizia, que é, ou seja, nós já conhecemos os desafios de todos, no fundo, não é? Portanto, acabam por ser desafios, apesar de serem indústrias diferentes, portanto, os desafios acabam por ser de conhecimento geral. Portanto, é dar aqui o vosso gut feeling, porque lá está, aqui estas 20 também ainda vão ser selecionadas, não vão ser todas, portanto, não tenham esse receio, podem dar o vosso gut feeling daquilo que também consideram, mesmo, vou dar aqui um exemplo vamos supor que é só para a Bolt, ou só para a Global Blue, porque é muito óbvio, ou só para a TAP, portanto, quando há assim coisas muito evidentes, mesmo nesses casos, é suposto dar aqui a opinião. Ok, portanto, para nós chegarmos aqui à nossa seleção final das 20.
Ok, existe depois do vosso lado, penso eu, algum balanceamento quando agregam informação, porque vamos dar este exemplo em concreto, por exemplo, relativamente à TAP. Vamos imaginar que a TAP até consideraria essa startup muito interessante e todos nós, os outros, que não estão por dentro de como é que a TAP faz a gestão de frota, considera que não é interessante. Nesse caso, penso que depois haverá aí algum balanceamento, perceber que aquela startup estará
Sim,
mais
nesse
direcionada
caso,
para a TAP e o key partner, digamos assim, que achou interessante, faz sentido então que nesse caso seja
claro, tem
considerado
aqui,
para
tem
bootcamp, não é?
aqui
Ok,
dar um peso diferente, sim. Nesses
ok.
casos, vemos caso a caso.
Sim, é balanceado também. Ok.
Mas sim, temos essa em atenção.
Está bem, certíssimo. Obrigado.
Mais questões? Pronto, então, só para. Obrigada. Aqui, tudo o que tiverem de questões, estejam à vontade. Pronto, do nosso lado, nós vamos enviar então aqui a gravação, portanto, destas 2 tardes, portanto, dos pitches. Vamos enviar em breve, portanto, amanhã, o mais tardar, segunda-feira. E depois, aquilo que nós esperamos é que, então, até o dia 5, portanto, terça, possam enviar aqui a avaliação dos parceiros. Portanto, como dizia, o objetivo é que, espero que tenham tido também a oportunidade durante o online pitch dos 2 dias, de ter tirado as vossas notas. Enfim, aquilo que sugerimos é terem aqui as 5 que acharem relevantes com os diferentes colegas, para que então cheguem aqui a um alinhamento destas top 20 startups, de acordo com cada empresa. Depois, é isso que fica aqui do nosso lado também, é enviar aqui também esta confirmação também da data da reunião. Portanto, o próximo momento vai ser só entre parceiros, antes do bootcamp. Vai ser aqui uma reunião em que nos vamos aqui preparar, no fundo, dar aqui alguma explicação do que é, qual é que é o grande objetivo do bootcamp, como é que será em termos de formato, portanto, dar aqui algum enquadramento mais real, para que então aqueles 2 dias, o dia 10 e o dia 11, sejam o mais proveitosos possíveis. Portanto, que haja aqui esta preparação para que no dia possa então haver já aqui negociações, já possa aqui haver conversas mais estruturadas. E é isso, portanto, são estes aqui os nossos próximos passos. Nós também para a semana enviamos-vos aqui um ponto de situação também já com resultados a todos os parceiros, portanto enviamos aqui um report com aqui um status da situação, e é isso. Não sei se tem aqui mais alguma questão.
Tenho eu sim.
Sim,
Rita.
Marta.
Não, é o seguinte, era para pedir para fazerem um esforço, se possível, para enviarem as gravações no máximo até amanhã, porque
Sim.
Não é só a questão de nos articularmos enquanto equipa ANA, suponho que isso também possa acontecer com outros parceiros, há alguns projetos que nós precisávamos de confirmar, não só aquilo que já existe, como até aquilo que possa já estar, enfim, previsto enquanto projeto,
Claro.
e que pode eliminar um desafio, e isso naturalmente nós temos que fazer aqui uma gestão interna pronto,
Claro.
que precisa do máximo tempo possível, portanto pedia-vos um esforço nesse sentido.
Claro.
Está bem?
Claro, ok,
Obrigada.
Marta, fica aqui essa nota. João, o nosso João Marques,
Sim, sim.
é uma pressão on you.
Não há problema. Até amanhã eu consigo ter as gravações prontas. Não se preocupe.
Não havendo mais nenhuma questão da minha parte, é tudo. Foi um prazer estar aqui convosco, ouvir as vossas questões. Notava-se que também estavam bastante preparadas, e é sempre bom quando sentimos que há esta preparação, que há este conhecimento já prévio. E também fiquei contente do lado das startups, já agora. Nós fizemos esta sugestão de adaptar o pitch também aqui aos parceiros. Muitas vezes isso não acontece, porque o online pitch acaba por ser aqui só um primeiro impacto, portanto, também por experiência com outros programas, acho que até fomos um bocadinho além, porque muitos pegaram nesta nossa sugestão de adaptar já o pitch aos parceiros. Portanto, já vinham aqui com ideias mais formadas de quem é que poderia fazer sentido, e eu acho que isso é bastante positivo e que acredito que isso também possa ter aqui uma grande inclusão até nos resultados, que é o que queremos, não é? Portanto, são parcerias, são boas colaborações entre todos, portanto, acho que ter aqui esta antecipação é um ótimo sinal. E pronto, e da minha parte, resta-me desejar um bom fim de semana a quem eu não vou falar ainda antes. A Ana, a equipa Ana, ainda haverá aqui um ponto de contacto amanhã com alguns. E pronto, e da minha parte é tudo. Obrigada pela vossa atenção, foi um gosto.
Obrigada, Rita.
Obrigado, Deus, boa
Obrigado.
tarde.
Obrigada.
Adeus a todos,
Bem.
obrigada.
Adeus.